You did it! I'm so proud.
Did what? She cracked first?
I told everyone
do that.
to please pose for the YouTube thumbnail, and everyone did. It was really nice. Thanks,
It's gonna be
guys.
one
I always
week
feel
where
like
we're
if
all
I'm posing for like a YouTube thumbnail, I look like I'm about to like strangle somebody.
Yeah, but then if I have to take a screen grab, chances are pretty good that one person's face is going to be like, well, everyone else. Like, it's impossible to grab one that's
Is
flattering
that a
for all of us.
problem? Oh, flattering. Okay, I see.
I mean, not for me, because I'm the one who makes it.
Last time I checked, none of you actually had an appearance above 3.
Oh, I thought you were going to say above. Oh, I thought you were going to say above 2, and I was like,
Most of you are appearance 2, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then you're basically flattering.
We're okay.
Oof.
Mistrich, loving Amir's cap, I hope we get to meet his changing moon lunar. Indeed, you noticed. Thank you. I don't know where along the road Pellio found this particular accoutrement, but thank you. Yeah,
I found it in the tomb and brought it out for you.
Can we just say that? Can we just agree that?
This old farmer's.
Yeah, I was like, did you get anything from me? Any gifts down there? And then you like threw this old thing at me, and I've jauntily put it
Yes.
on the side of it. So thank you all for noticing. Yes, it is a lunar hat. I don't know why I'm wearing it because I'm not a lunar, but to be determined.
The fates.
The fates, yeah.
It's because anytime that you find anything that belongs to a dead chosen, you loot that shit.
You take it right away.
You just
It's
like,
true.
it might be magic.
Well, otherwise it's just.
And then you become an alien?
I would have taken a lot more if the body hadn't dusted. I'm just saying. I wasn't the one talking about the corpses.
Oh, dinosaur.
Abs.
Dinosaur.
Okay,
Got
that's
it.
all
Dinosaur
River
too.
Jade.
I'm trying to give Liz her thumbnail. Because this is full party.
Yay!
Apparently we care about thumbnails more than we care about my pride.
What?
I was like doing dinosaur
Raptor stuff,
motions
yeah.
and,
Oh,
like,
nice.
screams so that you would have your choice of excellent thumbnails that don't involve me just staring into a camera.
But see, that's meme material and GIFs. And the GIF library is
She
growing.
is. Hang on, let me recreate my meme really quick.
That feeling when you botch trying to read a book.
Yeah.
I laughed about that for too long.
That should be our thumbnail, is each of us doing our meme faces.
I'd like that.
I
We'll
felt,
do that next week.
I didn't get him in the face.
Yet.
Not yet. And I didn't make one for myself because
I
that felt
felt
weird.
bad for our colleague when we were at work just making memes and
Cackling.
laughing like lunatics.
He's used to it. It's normally just me laughing at myself. Yeah.
It's been a week. Did you have a good week? Did you have a good week?
I did. Everyone else at the table?
No. Yes.
Oh no.
I just like to reunite with these fine folks around the
Yeah.
table to.
Yeah, it's really the
game.
highlight of my week.
Cast the weekend to the fire.
Isildur!
Isildur! It's all that matters.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad that you're here. That we get to play a game. However, the thing that I really, really need to know, more than anything else in this entire world, right
My
now,
God.
is what could 5 paths ascending possibly write?
Look at this beautiful book.
From the Journal of 5 Paths. Shout out to the Crosshair for providing the Journal of 5 Paths. This Journal of 5 Paths is brought to you by the Crosshair. All right, last episode. Episode 9, session 9. River Jade passes along a message and a goodbye to Hao via express waterborne solar. As the group move out to pursue the Sinus army, Mala tells them there's something they need to see. She just doesn't know what. Thanks. Pellio brings a husband and wife closer together by trying to come between them with acting lessons. River Jade befriends a wolf, and Mala hears whispers coming from a cairn. Trees planted in a circle, steps leading down to a tunnel. Pellio stays away with Mala as Nyx descends, discovering a marble plinth surrounded by a golden circle hiding the body of a man, a harvester of souls with a golden circle on his head. This is someone who gave everything, all that others could not, but gives Nyx one more treasure, an orichalcum comma. Is it better to take back what was... Oh, shit, that's bad. Is it better to take back what was taken or to rebuild, he asks. Why not steal something better? Nyx, ever the pragmatist. On the surface, Pellio is giving a masterclass in animal work to the wolf, until the wolf starts judging him in river speak.
Yeah.
We're doing 5 paths.
From the Journal of River Jade. Wolf! Exclamation.
And then it's just a drawing.
There's like a leaf pasted in there. Yeah.
I just have wolf talks in all caps.
Stick figure of you with a hammer,
Yeah.
like a big smile.
And the wolf's next to me. Big smile.
What would the journal would the Journal of Nyx sound like?
I don't know. It's probably pretty snarky.
I don't commit anything to the written word.
Would she even have one?
That's the thing. Like
Because she wouldn't want to leave a trace.
Yeah, actually, fair.
It's just an empty book.
She tears the pages out and just eats them.
Burns them every day.
History doesn't
to
belong
watch
to
the
the
past
victors,
die.
it belongs to the careless.
Whoa.
She's judging everyone. So.
What kind of idiot buries himself in an ostentatious tomb like this? You want to be found?
I feel like Nyx needs to be behind a desk with a microphone and a very obvious like Dunkin' Donuts or Coca-Cola thing like right here.
Yeah.
And then just like, we'll be right back. Wing! And it's just Nyx.
Yay! She's the worst.
Journal of Pellio? What kind of form would it take?
Calligraphy.
Calligraphy, poetry, sonnets.
You'd probably be very
Now is the
beautiful.
winter of our discontent, so on and so forth.
You record it though, right? A la Felicity?
Yes, indeed.
Dearest diary.
An account of the different vocal warm-ups and exercises that I've undertaken.
Yes.
Note, actually, I'm on a period of self-imposed vocal rest after the exertions of my wolf voice. It took a
Nothing-
lot out of me. So,
Nothing to do with the shock of hearing a wolf speak to you.
yes, and tell me that I'm terrible at acting. That was also quite
New
irritating.
intimacy to wolf
Yes.
must kill.
Must destroy. Critic.
Now I'm just trying to imagine if I can come up with a limerick on the spot about solars and just be like, that's poetry. It's just limericks. It's the whole thing. There once was a solar from Numa
Oh,
who
yeah.
wore sandals instead of his puma.
I like where this is going, buddy.
He jumped off a wall,
With
but
nary
he didn't have a
fall.
great fall.
Okay.
And he was just in a tomb with Ukavuna.
Oh. What the hell is Ukavuna? Segway.
Huh?
Right, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Bad segue, sorry.
Scott, not
Damn it,
now.
Damn it, 5 paths.
But I suppose it's time for us to actually play. Did you guys make any crazy XP expenditures that you want to let people know
The
about?
craziest. I bought up to 4 in survival.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. I bought an occult charm, Spirit Detecting Glance. Felt appropriate.
I went up to Larceny 4.
I saved. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be spending a lot next session. I don't know why I have that impression. Do with that information what you will.
Oh. So Aragorn thinks that Jess is a good child, Scoots is a good child, Liz is a good child. Amir is the worst child. All in caps.
Did you grow up in House Nakhjivani? How did you know? How did, speaking to my father? What?
Oh, great. We're going to go full on, like, parental, like,
Oh boy.
and then my mom didn't trust me. Well,
Do any mothers trust their children? Or fathers?
Mine trusts mine implicit.
Yeah, but
Mine
that's
trusts
you,
mine?
Scott.
The hell? Mine? Back to silent pass over here, guys.
I was just waiting to see if Scott was going to start humming to the music again.
I was so close, dude. Twice already. Caught myself. I'm not doing it.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
I like the fact that in role-playing games we get choices. It's something that we find in a lot of game design is that you just don't get a choice. The game is actually making the choices for you, or if you think you're getting a choice, it's either that your choice makes no difference as to how the game proceeds, or the game is only giving you choices that are very obvious, that you can either choose to do the right thing, or you can choose to hit game over immediately. There are some games where there's no choice at all. If you ever play Snakes and Ladders, the only choice you have is to play or not. Otherwise, you're rolling a die and moving your piece, and that's it. That's all you get. That's all you'll ever get. And I like to think that we have infinite choice here, that you can choose to do whatever you want with your characters, go wherever you please, do whatever you think you should. And that's the fun part. It's also the difficulty of playing in these games, is that you can often have choice paralysis. But there are very occasionally times where your choices don't actually change the outcome. I wonder if you've recognized when that's happened. I wonder if you appreciate when that's happened. And I wonder if you know just how little it's happened in the course of this game. Your destinies are under your control, unless, of course, you speak to certain of the chosen, who may feel very differently about that. But you'd have to remember getting that answer first.
Hey.
You're still just off the forest where it found the cairn and then the tomb. And you have a rather, I guess, incredulous, maybe just surprised, or perhaps just frustrated wolf. And this wolf has just traded glances with Mala, who is still standing a distance away, close to the horses. I believe you're all in the same place now.
Yeah, we all returned from the grave. No. Mausoleum?
Returned from the grave.
Wise from your
Zombie
grave.
solars!
That is actually a thing in this game. We have to talk about that later.
Everyone heard that, right?
What? Oh, sorry. What? Yeah.
Great start, guys.
So I'm looking at the wolf.
Killing it.
The wolf.
Are you hungry like the wolf?
I'm also writing a limerick. You mentioned it, and now I'm writing a limerick.
Pellio, what did you do?
I tried to engage this beast in a moment of play. I didn't expect that I left such an impression on it that it would have acquired language through my performance.
Well, there's no offense meant, but I don't think you were the one that was able to bestow language upon you. What are you, if you don't mind my asking? You do.
And the wolf turns in a circle and just lies down with her head on her paws.
What the shit?
I really hope that that's what Five Path's reaction is.
What the shit? Oh. Starts reading something furiously.
No, I do think that my performance must have had something to do with it. It didn't speak up until, how long have we been on the road? I started pretending to be a wolf, and then the wolf spoke.
You've been on the road for about 20 days now.
20 days?
The wolf has only been following you
Whoa.
for about a week and a half.
In a week and a half, this creature has not uttered a word. The moment I deliver a performance, and I leave it to you to judge the quality of the performance, but the reality remains that my performance was exactly what happened before the wolf started to speak.
Could just be a coincidence.
Well, why didn't it speak in the week and a half before?
River Jade, you're close. Perhaps she's more keen to speak to you.
I think right now she's keen to maybe sleep.
I turn to Mala. I thought I saw a glance shared between you. Are you familiar with this wolf?
I would find it uncommon to meet a wolf who could speak.
As do I.
Would you not look at the wolf as well?
That's fair.
Marla, I sense that you are someone of deep learning and knowledge. I wonder, in your travels, have you ever come across a creature like this, possessed of an ability to produce language?
Do you believe that I have the answer to everything that happens here?
No.
Currently,
No
you seem to be
offense,
the
but-
closest.
The wolf seems to be concerned with her own secrets. It's not for me to reveal everything.
Look at the wolf.
Wolf still just seems to be making a very elaborate show of, oh yeah, no, I'm totally asleep now, guys. No, seriously.
We have enough ration meat to spare. Perhaps we can entice the creature to produce more language with a bit of a scrap of meat or something.
Why are you following us?
Or that.
I imagine she's keeping an eye on me.
Oh, so you do have an idea as to.
No, that's a guess.
So you think that she is with the ones that we met before?
It's possible. After all, there were two of them. We didn't see the second.
She's making sure that you don't rescind on what you said you would do and get Port Calin burned to the ground.
I have no wish to see Port Calin burned to the ground. You know this. They have no wish to see Port Calin burned to the ground.
They don't know this about you, though. Why don't they trust you?
Trust is earned. After all, I was acting against the town, at least it seemed that way.
Why do they care about the town so much? They don't care about the people.
Are you certain of that?
They're tied to the land. I know it.
We absolutely know that one of them is. We don't know anything about the second.
Well, why would they be? What's there that they could possibly want?
You've been kind to me. I don't wish to offend with an answer. But There are those who do take action because it is the right thing to do, as opposed to the thing that is most beneficial to themselves.
So you think they're just a couple of do-gooders who were looking out for the town?
I don't know their secrets. But it's possible.
If they're so concerned with the town's well-being, why aren't they trying to get those conscripted back?
Perhaps they're not as powerful as we are. Or perhaps one of them is. She's there.
We are making an awful lot of assumptions.
And I
If
look
she's-
to the wolf while
Yeah.
he says this.
If
The wolf does another one of these.
If this is all true, then we will all arrive together to find the captives of House Sinus, and we will all decide together what needs to be done.
As long as we're all on the same page.
Currently, the only thing that concerns me more than anything else is to make sure that we find Minute. That's who you're looking for, right?
I need to find Minute, yes, but the others need to be brought back too. So
I assume that if we find Minute, we find the others. And we kill two birds with one stone.
Is Minute somehow important? Do you
Minute
see
is
him?
important to Nyx. And Nyx spared my life.
I see.
I also feel somewhat responsible.
I can understand.
I did not give the order. But I did know that if we did not do that, they would have died instead.
when we do come across the camp, we're gonna need a plan to get everyone back. We could do it stealthily and hope that they don't trace it back to the town. Or we could go in swords blazing.
Do wolves snore?
I mean, dogs do.
I mean, they do, but like,
Sometimes.
do wolves snore like,
It's just
4 seconds into falling asleep?
I don't know.
You do. You can roll intelligence survival.
Oh, you were trying to.
Roll of the day.
Yes, I would like to find that out.
Let's see what your dice do now. So they're all zeros except for that 1 8?
I just turned it over now. It wasn't. They were all zeros.
I should have taken a picture of
I
that.
believe
I
that
did.
it's just a player ritual
Don't
to
worry.
just make sure that all dice are turned in a certain direction.
Fucking chaos over here, man.
I divide my successes and my failures into 2 groups. So I have my first string and my second string.
I don't take my dice out until I need them.
What's the difficulty, John?
The difficulty
Yours is a
is
pleasing diamond shape.
2.
Thank you.
I'm gonna spend 1.
Single note.
A single mote.
Oh, I guess if it's been. Oh no, never mind.
I got 3.
Why did I spend that?
This wolf's probably faking it.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna sit down next to the wolf,
Okay.
and I'm just going to gently reach out and scratch behind her ears. It's a way of trying to get her awake without annoying her.
There's a very slight growl.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into the rations and take out another slice of the ration meat, and I'm just gonna like suspend it in the air with my hand and just let the fumes, the scent waft over to the wolf's nostrils.
I've lowered my hand, by the way.
There's a difference of being kind and domesticating.
What's your name?
and then the wolf just reaches out and just snatches the ration. I don't want to be touched
Okay,
unless I want to be touched.
that's fair. I'm sorry.
Did you enjoy playing with me?
You're a very odd wolf.
Yes, I've heard that. But did you enjoy it?
You're very odd.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
You're allowed to think.
Are you one of the two who we saw at the inn?
I left the other behind. Death from the river doesn't speak for me.
So you're following us to keep an eye on Mala?
I want to prove things. I don't want to just assume.
I think that's a very reasonable viewpoint to take of the world.
You want to prove things about Mala?
About all of you.
What do you think of us so far?
Everyone's told me what to think. I want to know. I want to know for myself.
Well, I suppose it would do no good for us to answer your questions, because we might say anything. But we are happy to prove our essences to you through our deeds.
I was doing just fine. Now everybody knows.
We're much too curious.
Made a mistake.
Could I read intentions on the wolf?
You can read intentions on a wolf. The wolf's guile currently, however, because she is in wolf form, is 5.
Ooh, damn. It raises when they're in their form.
I don't imagine Nick spends a lot of time around wolves being like, what do you think? Let's train. There's a lot fewer things like body language that are easy to understand until she spent more time around wolves, so.
Well, let's give it a go. I'm using motive discerning technique.
What are you looking for?
Intimacies towards the Solars.
Yep. That's got to be like the first read
absolute
intentions
classic.
thing, just gets
Especially with Lunars.
Dude, if there's a defining intimacy, I hate all solars, like, we should probably know. Do you know what I mean?
kill them all.
Whoa.
Oh God, no.
Kill only the ones with names that start between A and
Oh, that was
F.
unnecessary expenditure, but 8 successes.
It's not unnecessary because she has several.
Oh, yay!
Ooh.
Nice one.
Thank you.
The wolf has 3 intimacies towards solars. The first is I need to find out for myself. That is a major. The second is the best word for this. I had the word and then I'm like, now I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the second is a major Solar Exalted attraction. Not necessarily sexual.
Pellio like adjusts his hat. And pulls on here.
Just to make that clear, it's not like, like horny for solars all day, every day.
Now
got more
now I
intimacies that way.
need to make a lunar that has that intimacy.
Yeah, seriously.
Horny for solar.
All day or a day.
Horny for solars is the best-selling taboo, like, erotic literature. And the third that she has towards Solar Exalted are distrust minor.
towards Solars.
Yes. So, just to recap, I will find out for myself. Major. Attraction, major. Distrust, minor. Horny for Solars, not there.
Not
yet.
existing.
Not yet.
Oh,
I'm going to use motive discerning technique to read intentions about any intimacies towards.
My
The
actor.
name has eluded me. The
Mala?
No,
Death
Death
from
from
the River?
above. Death from the river.
Death from the River.
Yeah.
1979.
nice.
Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
Kyle's still at 5.
Perception.
Socialize.
Socialize.
And you'll be doubling your 9s.
Right.
You can substitute wits for perception, hey, using motive discerning technique.
Oh, that's yes, of course. Right.
Mala, by the way, is now fiddling in one of the saddlebags and coming up with a water skin. And she's just drinking from it. She doesn't look comfortable.
Does she seem plussed at all by this wolf?
Or
the opposite of
nonplussed?
nonplussed, yeah.
4, 5.
She's uneasy. 5 successes?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
That means you
flower.
get one of them. Because you don't have any threshold successes, so you're getting one.
Oh, I have to re-roll ones, right? I rolled
I don't think you get to reroll ones.
on motive discerning.
No.
Okay.
You
my
double
bad.
9s and you may substitute wits for perception. When you have socialized 4, there's a repurchase. There's a bonus, but I don't.
I don't have the repurchase,
You have a
but I have the socialized 4
Okay. Something to look up.
because I got 3 ones. But okay, so 5. 5.
Death from above, gratitude, major.
The river. Gratitude.
Sorry,
No, it's okay.
now everybody said
it
death
too.
from above, and now I'm like,
Can we just change his name? Or?
It's death from the
Yeah.
death from the river, gratitude, major.
Thanks for the flower.
I wanted to see what you would do with it.
I mean, you probably maybe saw, but I put it in my hair.
It's there. I can see it. Are we remaining here? Or are we just going to continue onwards?
What time of day is it?
It's like getting late in the afternoon. You could probably travel for another hour before you could safely still make camp without it being like too dark.
Let's travel a bit longer, and I kind of look back at the tomb. Let's not linger here.
Also, if they are on the move, we want to try to catch up.
Right.
Exactly.
Agreed. Completely unnecessary.
It's never unnecessary.
I like how you're all eating moats.
Nom 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 nom.
Do you want some moats? You want some moats?
What should we call you?
I'm a wolf.
Would you like us to call you Wolf?
Okay.
Okay.
10 out of 10. Would ask again. That's fucking great.
How about the howl? Was the howl believable?
I thought that you were going to call me a wolf.
No, you are. I'm Wolf. I have a question about my performance. Was the howl specifically something that worked for you?
I'm getting back on my horse.
I mean, I suppose my question is this. What do you think I could have done better? Do you have any notes for me?
You could find a wolf, kill it, tear open its rib cage, and drink its heart's blood.
My God.
I'm sorry I asked.
Why? That's what I did.
What are you talking about?
Perhaps the essence of the creature lives in the blood nearest to its heart, and by consuming it, you gain some of its power.
I am never eating dinner with you again.
Well, look, I'm not an animal doctor. I don't know anything about it. But it seems to make sense. Does it not?
That the essence lies in the blood nearest to their heart, and if you drink the blood near their heart, you become them? No, say it again, Five Paths. I want to hear you say
I
that.
thought you recapped it quite well, actually. Thank you.
Five Paths is a cannibal. Don't trust him.
You can also just pretend to be them, can't you? I mean, surely that's taking things to a bit of an extreme.
I'm going to keep watching you.
Says Pellio.
True.
Very good point.
As long as you don't try to kill us or work against us in any way, I don't really care what you do.
I might. If you deserve it.
And what would make us deserve it?
If you're who they say you are.
Which is...
Monsters?
Evil.
What is evil to you? Not what somebody said we've done, but what is evil to you?
I was told that if I want to do a good experiment, that I shouldn't influence the outcome.
It's a little late.
But I'm watching.
If you grow tired, you're welcome to sit on my horse.
Have you ever been a wolf?
No.
You can run for days.
But surely everything, like everything, wolves would grow tired?
You're used to offering things to people to help them. Sometimes it's best to let them help themselves. If I was a real wolf, and I constantly took food from you, I would no longer need to hunt. I wouldn't remember. I would be dependent on you. I wouldn't be able to act on my own.
But you're not a wolf.
I am right now.
Wolf.
I like you. There's no lying in you.
Then I need to hear you not lie to me right now. We're tracking the army to their camp north of Nexus. You will be following us, presumably the entire way, and watching us to see what we do. If things go south and we're attacked,
She immediately just looks south.
yeah,
Oh, what a
right,
dude.
and we're attacked, will you continue to watch? If you start fighting, whose side will you be on?
They don't deserve to have what happened to them.
They don't. So will you help us get them back?
Are you asking for my help?
Only if you want to give it. Otherwise, I can't trust the help.
She looks right at River Jade, wide eyes.
I think it was Nyx who was speaking. I have no follow-up to that.
The wolf nods, which looks weird coming from a wolf. Like,
Nice.
Shall we?
Yes.
Everyone's
wanna-
got everything?
I want to ask you one thing.
Me?
Yeah. Why?
Why... Why what?
Why your performance?
I wanted to understand you.
Do you understand me better?
I don't. but I needed, like you, to find out the answers for myself.
They say that in an experiment, if you find out that something doesn't work, you've still learned something.
Yes,
So you are closer to understanding.
I'm closer, but I haven't quite gotten there. I still would like to know more. And more specifically, I'm intrigued at what you've described, this procedure, the drinking of the blood. I've never heard of anything like that. Can you tell me more about it?
You know what it's like? You've killed before.
Yes.
Why?
To survive.
I would also like to roll on that.
That was fair.
I'm not spending any on this respectfully. You know,
Your
what's
guile is
against
currently?
4?
My guile is 5.
Oh,
I
5?
know, right? It's filthy.
Whoa!
Filthy.
1, 2,
We're halfway
3,
there?
4, 5.
Nice. What?
Excuse
What
me.
are you asking?
I'm asking if that was true.
Yeah, but that's for if you're reading intentions specifically, you can ask what he's trying to accomplish in the scene or an intimacy.
I should probably take this opportunity to ask about an intimacy. Here, you do yours first. You rolled 2.
Fuck you.
Did you succeed?
Oh, I succeeded. Barely, but I did.
Okay.
All right, fine. I will ask you this. Do you have any intimacies towards lying?
That's a good question.
Nope.
Really?
That's a lie. Do you have any intimacies towards lying about lying?
Towards lying? I don't have intimacies towards lying.
Intimacies towards yourself. That's what I want to know.
Intimacies towards myself,
Yeah. Your own life, your own survival.
as opposed to things that I believe about others.
Yeah.
I never wanted this life. Is a major intimacy.
Whoa!
That's all you have to reveal.
That's all I have to reveal. Just the one.
Yeah, I only got
Shouldn't
5.
have picked that one.
Yay! Thanks, Pellio.
Yeah,
You're the best.
I mean, it's in keeping with the things I've been saying anyway. So
That's true. No, that's fair.
It's a yeah.
Yeah.
It's one that makes
We can kind of
sense.
infer it, yeah.
Yeah. So, Wolf. Can I call you Wolf?
You've killed for survival.
I've killed for survival. Yes.
Are you moving along at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, so the horse is
clumsily-
the wolf is easily keeping pace, but is definitely still staying away. Although the fact that it's now speaking means that the horses are a bit like, I don't know what the fuck you are, but like you're speaking, so maybe it's okay. And so the wolf is at least close enough now that it's relatively easy to hear her.
Okay.
Would you ever lie to me?
There's. I mean, how are we defining a lie?
Then
Because.
you're a terrible wolf.
Sorry?
Wolves don't lie.
No, but you have to understand that there is a grey area. When I was pretending to be a wolf, I certainly believed that I was a wolf, subjectively. To an outside observer,
I don't understand.
what I mean to say is that lying is a very fine line. And would you say that I was lying when I was pretending to be a wolf?
No.
Right. So, did I win your trust? Did you...
No. I don't trust any of you. Yet, I'm working on it. I've heard so much about you.
From who?
Everyone.
That's daunting.
I think if I was in your paws,
That's the right word.
thank you. I know. I was once a wolf myself.
No, you weren't.
But I believe that I was. And that's what's important.
Does that make
Subjectively.
you stupid? And there's like zero kind of like maliciousness in there at all. She's just like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
She's a robot. Sent down.
It makes me very stupid.
Robot wolf.
Stupid enough to know that you can trust us.
No.
Can I attempt to instill, not instill, but like,
Just
so we know that
Already
there's an intimacy of mistrust, which is major or minor.
It's a minor.
Minor. Could I like downgrade the severity of that intimacy or change it into neutrality?
I would say that you haven't earned it yet.
Okay.
But you can
yes.
eventually try to make the roll, yes. I'm pointing at that right now.
We
The
haven't-
odds are very much against you.
Yes, we don't know each other well enough.
Well, you also have lied to her. I've killed for survival. That's a lie by omission.
I believed that my survival was in.
You also wanted to kill this person. It wasn't just because you would survive. You wanted the other person to end.
Yes, but that person wanted to kill me. So, how are we defining survival? I mean,
Oh, I mean that she doesn't trust your answer. Not
doesn't,
that
no.
not that the answer is necessarily incorrect.
I see.
But she believes you're lying by omission.
I see. Okay.
I mean, a lot of people have killed for survival. You swat a mosquito, you're technically, to a certain extent. And mosquitoes carry disease.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
Just because they don't have it here doesn't mean the mosquitoes don't kill tons of people elsewhere. Also, I hate mosquitoes.
Who doesn't?
Mini Draculas.
If you're a mosquito out there, you're watching this, turn it off.
Draculas. Yeah.
One day I'd like to drink the heart of a wolf. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
You did.
Yep, you certainly
Very
did.
much.
I like to imagine it was 45 minutes of silence. when you said that. Oh, dear God.
I like to think that it was like after you made camp, everyone's asleep, and you just sit bolt upright. "Ugh! Someday I'm going to drink the heart of a wolf.
Why?
I'm interested in new experiences.
Do you want me to scout ahead?
Scout ahead.
I can run faster than your horses. And I'm probably better at sniffing out things.
I think we can leave the animals in the forest alone. I would like to, if unless absolutely necessary.
Do you
Oh,
know
not
what
for
would be
wolves.
involved in drinking something's heart's
For armies.
blood?
If you
It's not as simple as sticking a straw into their chest and just
It's okay.
sucking
I
away.
can understand. I wasn't very clear.
well, we don't necessarily know that.
It's all right.
Wolf.
You have to create a wound
start
big
thinking
enough in
differently.
their chest. You have to break their rib cage open. Well, if that
Yes.
appeals to you,
You start
Oh
thinking
no, I
differently?
mean, the means of extraction don't
If you
appeal
spend
to me.
enough time,
but if someone presented
you start
with
thinking differently.
a heart, you would be.
Right.
For the experience. Yes.
You don't say a lot.
Oh, actors.
No.
I'm open to all new experiences.
I prefer to learn things for myself.
Are you a scientist?
In a manner of speaking.
I'm a scientist.
What about the sciences appeals to you?
Knowing things for myself.
The study of creation, of astronomy, of the movement of the heavenly bodies? Perhaps the natural world?
I feel
Or
like
the flow of essence between creatures?
I feel like you two will get on very nicely.
Maybe. I don't know yet.
I also am not sure yet.
You're the one who is kind.
So is he.
He's kind? You sure?
It would be a great kindness if you were to scout ahead for us. To find a place where we can make camp. And perhaps also if you do find signs of a large group of people, we will know we are close.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can we trust that thing? Can we trust? We would probably do well to keep an eye on it. Sending it off to scout for us might be a bit dangerous, don't you think?
What isn't these days?
Spoken with great depth and truth. You're right. I apologize, River Jade. I agree with you. Sorry I mentioned it. And I just go back to...
I will say,
I'm
Nick's
writing a
definitely
bit
clocked
slower.
Mala will remember this.
We're all like,
Just looks at Pellio for a second and just... There's been issues between the two of you.
yes.
We got off to a bit of a rocky start. And then she saved my life repeatedly. And I don't think I will ever forget that. And I will find some way of repaying it.
For all the acting you do, this is the one thing you wear on your sleeve. You're fascinated with her opinion of you.
She's actually remarkably gifted. Quite astonishingly gifted, actually.
You all are. You're chosen. It sort of comes with the territory.
Yes, no, but particularly gifted. Talented. She is a raw talent. Not just as an actor.
just for
anyone
shits and giggles again, I'm going to try to read intentions to see if he has any intimacies towards River Jade.
Go for it.
Go for it. Have we been writing for about an hour? I think.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ooh, how fun.
Write that right back again.
One's first.
That.
You have two there.
Yeah, but I only regained.
And while you're doing that, Mala just keeps looking kind of back and forth occasionally from the wolf, and then she sighs and she pulls her like sack with a little metallic clanking in it a bit closer to her, almost as if it reassures her.
It's got her crystal globe
well.
inside.
Doing
Her
very
crystal ball.
Successes
Oh,
on. Do you have any intimacies towards River Jade?
I do.
If I got one threshold success, how many does he need to reveal? 2?
With one threshold success, you're still only getting one.
Ah.
Damn it.
Damn it.
A minor intimacy of belief in River Jade's talent.
makes sense.
Nice.
Makes sense.
No.
I have it written here that it's respect for her talent.
Sorry, respect, yes. Respect for River Jade's talent.
He doesn't believe in you, but he does respect you.
It's funny. I'm pretty
okay.
sure that's how River Jade feels about Pellio, actually.
Yoy.
Exactly.
She doesn't respect him, but she does believe in him.
I begrudgingly respected him.
Yeah, you begrudgingly respect my acting, but this is like broader. I mean, it's respect for the acting performance you delivered famously in Port Calin, but it's like talent more broadly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does Nyx reveal this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think Nyx does a lot of revealing when
No,
she
but
finds
she
out.
goes,
I just wanted to check.
Pellio, I think that's a very kind thing to say, and I just want to acknowledge that. I also want to say that I don't think your distrust of our new companion is unfounded.
I distrust you.
Exactly. We don't know each other yet. But if you were to betray us, to whom? You would also perhaps be considered unusual yourself.
Maybe. I don't think I'm going to betray you, though. If I decide that you're no longer worthy of trust, or if I decide that perhaps I have to start acting against you, you'll know. I'll tell you. That's only fair.
Much appreciated.
Does that answer your question?
Generally, when you face your opponent and you wish to end their life, it's a good idea to make sure that you tell them exactly what you plan on doing. That way, they start second-guessing themselves in their defenses.
Wouldn't that also give them a hint as to what you're about to do?
Oh. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Maybe I shouldn't tell you that. I'll kill you in your sleep.
Cool. Cool.
But don't forget, you can kill me in mine. If I ever sleep.
Wow.
Alrighty,
Wolf.
checking the poison.
Wolf, you called yourself a scientist. Are you also a warrior then?
What's a warrior?
Someone who will fight when necessary.
Like everyone.
Well, and sometimes more than that. Someone who believes that conflict and triumph are key facets of life. I don't have my dictionary with me. That's the best I could do.
But isn't that what life is? If you don't fight, who are you really?
Well, there are ways of overcoming conflict without fighting, wouldn't you say?
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Look, sometimes you talk and you talk and you talk. And Death from the River doesn't understand, so you go off and you decide to watch them on your own so that you can find out about things. And sometimes you do what he says and you just kill. Does that make me a warrior?
Will
What
Death from the River be coming after us?
I don't know. He doesn't like leaving the area that much.
You left him behind, though.
I'm allowed.
What if he thinks that we did something to you?
I guess that's possible.
Oh, great.
Is that okay?
Well, he was going to be coming after us anyway, I guess, eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Any idea when?
Death from the River doesn't really tell me what happens. He just tells me what to do.
And what did he do for you to have won your loyalty so completely?
You saved my life.
When?
Many times.
Have you ever saved his life?
Once.
So the debt is repaid.
I don't know if it works that way. Do you have a teacher? Do you have a really good teacher? The kind of teacher who teaches you and does so because they truly believe that you're going to surpass them one day. The kind of teacher who wants to create something bright and everlasting in this world today.
Five Paths is crying. Oh. Just a little bit, and he's like, and then he's done.
Oh my god.
Very briefly.
You must
I
understand.
just pull out a handkerchief and I hand it
You
to
keep saying that I must understand.
My companion here, as you can see, is deeply moved. We have lost and suffered greatly and have had past lives, seen our lives destroyed, I think,
I
by
know.
the experience of what has befallen us.
Of course I know.
I'm sure you do, and I'm interested to hear about your experience as well, of course. But yes, I did once have a teacher who I can only assume is no longer alive.
Why?
Would you have killed to save your teacher's life?
Depends who.
Would you have killed Nyx?
Would I have killed Nyx?
Would you have tried to kill Nyx?
Can I ask
My man.
why are you asking me such a strange hypothetical question?
It's an experiment.
And in this experimental hypothetical world, am I myself today, or am I myself before this happened in my past life when this person was actually my teacher?
Now.
Would I kill Nyx to save my best and closest friend in all the world? I don't think I would hesitate. Terribly sorry, Nyx. I would have to dispatch you fairly quickly, I think. Yes. And I say that with the greatest respect. And
I'm quaking in my boots.
I'm sure you are. And I imagine the same would be the case for you, wouldn't it?
Yes, you would have been poisoned 4 hours prior. It would be working its way through your bloodstream.
Yes, well, we'll see about that.
I don't think I want to sleep in the same camp as you tonight. Any of you.
Would you kill
You're fine.
to save your friend?
What did I do?
I have.
Would you kill one of us to save your friend?
I don't know. I'd like to think so, but maybe you're better. It's very confusing being me.
Well, I think, as somebody who used to have a teacher, that if you want to find your own way in the world and get the answers for yourself, at a certain point, you have to tell your teacher that you don't really need them anymore. And you have to stop taking orders from people.
No. No! There's always going to be a teacher, always someone who can show you something different and new. You can never have no teachers.
Well, at what point does the student become the teacher? Every teacher was once a student at some point. There needs to be a transition.
No.
Otherwise, you can't grow, change.
No.
Okay, sorry.
We are shaking the worldview of this wolf. Let us leave it alone for a moment. I, for one, believe that the world is always a constant teacher, and that it is never going to abandon you. Even if certain mortal teachers may pass through.
What's wrong?
And her ear just starts,
Which direction?
well, it's twitching in a lot of different directions.
No, but like when she sniffed, which direction was her head tilting in?
She was sniffing up.
Okay.
Can I do a perception awareness?
Yeah.
4 successes.
Scouts. There's scouts. A couple of different horses that are roaming around the forest. They're in a certain pattern. They're either looking for something or they're looking for anything. It's not entirely sure what.
Can I tell how many?
There are 3 in your area.
And they're off the path?
Oh, they're in the trees.
Okay.
How far away?
Fair distance. You're probably not in any immediate danger. Of course, that's telling Nyx that.
Probably.
Does she just disappear?
Yeah, instantly she's gone.
Bye. Me and the horse were just gone. What? Bye, bitches. There are 3 scouts riding in our direction.
Well, we need to get off the road then.
They're not on the road,
Where are they?
in the forest.
The trees.
Perhaps we can conceal ourselves.
Well,
I don't think we want to be spotted unless we want some of us to be spotted and brought there. To parley.
We don't know who they're with.
Good point. Can I dismount and try to shimmy up a tree? I want to get a better view through the... Well, fuck, dude. I'm going to run up a tree and try to swing across some branches. I would like to try to gain a better vantage point and try to locate one of these scouts through the trees. Is that doable?
I mean, getting up in a tree certainly would help, but you're still in a forest. Now you're just looking through leaves instead of looking through branches.
Wolf,
Easier to see through?
No.
No. Okay.
Wolf, you are possessed of a curiosity and a desire to seek out answers about the world we live in. There are 3 scouts ahead. Would you pop into the forest and have a look at them, and come back and tell us more about what you see?
I could do that.
Would you do it?
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to interfere with the experiment that much.
Oh my god.
You had offered to go and find scouts.
Okay. And
Thank you.
the wolf just lopes off into the forest itself. What the fuck is all that fuck?
It's just the coffee machine. It's just the coffee machine.
That's having quite the night, guys.
Yes, the portable
3
coffee
scouts.
machine that we brought with us on this journey.
Just
Oh,
my
yes,
espresso machine. Morga keeps it like hanging off her neck. Nyx is drinking espresso. You can tell by how
Living her best
energetic
life.
she is.
Caramel
all the time.
macchiato. Is that a horse? I think
I
it is.
just pulled a Pellio. I was just so into being a wolf. Now the peeps.
Where was I?
I would like to dismount and guide my horse into the trees a little ways away from where the scouts are and try to like get her to kind of like lie down and like start putting some leaves in her. She's done this before.
I'm also going to dismount because my ass is on fire.
Right.
That's not the horse's fault.
No.
Operation H? Like, what do you-
Yeah.
Sorry.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also dismounting. Can I hide my horse with your horse?
Yes, you may.
Yes.
As long as your horse keeps quiet.
I'm going to ask all of you to roll your wits stealth, please, at a difficulty of 1.
With stealth?
Yep. Just 1.
I can re-roll if it sucks.
Thank you. Perfect shadow stillness.
That's the thing, eh?
Do I spend the willpower?
Nicely done.
Gotta make that choice
Get that
quick.
away.
Nope, I'm spending a willpower.
Okay.
So. Cool.
Yeah.
And I did not need to. I got 4.
Okay, 4 successes.
4 successes.
4 successes. 5.
2.
Damn it.
2. That's enough.
It is.
The
So,
wolf lopes back
4
into
plus
the
1, 5. I got 5.
into your area. I think it's the army.
Great.
They're close. They're just making sure that there isn't anything that they should be worried about. I don't think they're coming out this way.
I think that our survival.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm wondering if your experiment relies on them finding us, or if you're telling the truth.
You said that you were looking for them.
Yes, but you just said that you don't think they're.
I care about what you do, not what they do. Well, that's not true.
Why do you think that it was the army? What did you see that made you think that?
The scouts have these big, long lances, and they have flags on them.
And what was on the flags?
They look like the flags that we found a whole bunch of torn ones just outside of town.
I see.
Pellio, how confident do you feel in your acting right now?
Always at 100% and nothing less.
If we were to incapacitate one of them and take their armor.
I think that's a wonderful idea, and I was going to propose something similar myself. There are 3 of them, and there are 6 of us, plus a wolf.
To be honest,
no,
the only
sorry.
one I actually feel
Including the wolf.
confident sending in the guise of one of the army members is you.
Nothing would
That's fair.
give me greater pleasure.
Yep.
Well, you could certainly hold your own, don't you think?
I think I might be better in the shadows. And then I'm gone. No.
Yep, agreed. Please don't kill us.
Why does she make that noise every time?
It's not very stealthy.
We,
You strike
Spider
fear into the
lady.
hearts of your enemies too, don't you?
before I
No.
can put the scout's costume on, we need to take the body that is wearing the scout's costume out of the costume.
Yes.
That is a procedure that will require us to enter into the forest and root out this sinus infection.
You're
I knew it.
I'm
You don't
thinking
kill
an
for survival.
ambush.
Here you're killing for an advantage.
Sorry?
You don't just kill for
fine.
survival. Here you're killing for an advantage.
No, this army intend to dispatch us. So
Yes,
if we
we're
allow
killing for an advantage. It's
and
called
for an advantage,
being
but also
smart.
for survival.
Why do you assume that I feel differently based on one answer or
Could
another?
we just knock them out
I'm with River Jade on this.
and just tie them up? They don't have to see us. They don't have to know.
Yeah, but they
Who-
could make sounds with their mouths and
We
produce
gag them.
gag. Yeah.
We don't have to. What if it's someone who's being forced to do this? They don't want to be put in a place where,
What if some of the people from Port Calin have been drafted into guard
and it's
duty?
them? What if it's Minute?
I wouldn't know minutes from anyone.
I wouldn't either.
Just give me a minute.
Fine. 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 We will not kill them.
John.
We will ambush them. We will incapacitate them. Okay. We will take the armor. We will give it to.
Sorry, folks.
What the heck was that? We will give it to Pellio, and Pellio will go into the army and act.
Great.
Great.
I think we need more plan.
I think that's a great plan.
That's about
to
one
start.
plan.
He'll
And I
create
think
a
we need
distraction.
5 plan.
I think
5 plans ascending.
Yeah, terrible. Okay.
that it's no coincidence that there are 3 of them. There are 4 of us right now. One of whom can enter into take on a stealthy demeanor and render themselves invisible to the world. What are the rest of you going to do? I think actually that I would quite like to see River Jade put in another acting performance, on the condition that your roles remain silent. The geologist experiment was something that could have succeeded if you had just listened to me.
This again?
Pellio.
You're
What do you
right,
propose
you're
that we
right.
do with the rest of you? I can't just saunter. I mean, there are 3 scouts.
I mean, I thought I was
Where are
just
the other 2
knocking
scouts?
someone unconscious.
I'm
You're
just
going-
wondering what.
If you're going to try to talk someone into telling you where these people are kept, you're going to need backup in case it goes south.
And that too, yeah.
So we will be there for you.
I understand how you can't trust a wolf. You don't even trust yourselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hello, darkness.
That's deep now.
Cut, Steve.
Well, I think we can all agree that stage 1 is knocking them out and tying them up. So let's get that underway, and then we can argue some more. Sound good?
Right.
And then we're welcome to try acting.
Do you act differently when you're not trying to be a wolf?
I act with full commitment to every role that I embody. I will remind you that as I was embodying the wolf, I sniffed 5 paths anus. And I did it because I believe in my craft. I believe in my work, and nothing will
Right,
stop
that's
me.
why you did it.
Is it possible that you just don't know the words yes and no?
Sorry, I'm feeling a bit criticized right now.
No, I'm very curious. I ask you a question and then you decide to answer a different one and not using words like yes or no.
Yes.
But see, that wasn't a question. Do you require assistance in this, or should I remain here?
I would appreciate your help. You were so helpful the other time.
Do you wish for me to act as bait once more?
Ooh, yes, they know you.
But if we're incapacitating them, do we want them to know
Oh, no, I think...
Yes, we want them to drop their guard
Okay.
to go talk to Mala.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Five Paths drops from a tree, knocks out one. I jump out from a hole in the ground, knock out the other. And River Jade, you have been pretending to be a rock, and you knock them out the third time. Sound good?
So I am the rock?
Well, you're chiseled like a rock, so yeah, girl.
Did you want in on this?
This is a very strange plan.
Thank you. Is this some monastic ritual that I'm
not going in unarmed.
Okay.
It's possible that they've already heard about my reluctance.
Well, either way, their attention will be on you and not on us. Arm yourself however you want. It's just 3 of them.
Very well.
No
She
killing.
opens her bag.
Oh, I was like, I could opt. I don't have anything to... Okay.
She opens her bag. She pulls out
Yeah.
a Colt 9mm.
Oh my god.
What is this?
Like, let's waste some motherfuckers.
I didn't see that when I looked through your bag. Hold on.
You didn't actually look through her bag.
That's
It's true.
We talked about
I
this.
looked at her bag, but I didn't look through her bag.
She pulls out a hook sword and a war fan.
Awesome.
Like the war fan you found.
Mine wasn't a war fan.
Oh, it's just a fan?
It was a decorative
I see you, Jake Sully.
fan.
I see you.
She puts both of them in her belt, and then she just starts walking into the forest.
Go time.
I hope you don't die.
Thanks.
We'll survive.
Pellio, you're coming too, right?
Oh, yes, yes. I wouldn't miss this opportunity.
Oh, good.
Good luck.
And don't
Thank
fuck
you.
it up.
Don't die.
We won't. You need to complete your experiment.
Yeah. 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 As Mala walks into the forest, you can start hearing the sounds of like hoofbeats growing louder and louder. The forest it's starting to get dark, so the forest is starting to become a little difficult to maneuver unless you've got your hands out in front of you. I don't know if you've ever been in a forest where it's been completely pitch black.
Scary.
I bet.
It's not easy to move forward. I'm getting a nod from one of the crew because I know he's been in this position. He's been in it with me, and it's spooky AF. And then after a time you hear, "Hey, what are you weren't supposed to meet us here." "No, you're right. I had to escape. I came here to find you. Where is the commander? I can take you to him. I don't need to interrupt you. Just point me in the correct direction." Any of you doing anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going behind trees, like quickly, and like concealing myself behind them.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to swing off a branch so I can grab someone on the horse in a headlock.
You just love swinging off
I
branches.
do.
It's
She's like a
very
little
cool.
Tarzan.
It's cool.
Creepy.
And I am standing on an impossibly thin twig above the head of someone.
Oh,
which I
so you
spend
mean
most of the-
Pellio's dead?
Oh!
Never mind.
Oh, wow.
Shade.
Digital media profile.
Whoa.
Very thin.
And that answers what I'm doing.
Sorry, Pellio, what are you doing?
I've taken the sword out, and but by the sword I mean slash dance, and I'm up against the tree as well.
Oh, does anybody have the artifact, by the way?
I thought you had it.
Yeah, it's strapped to my back, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, I should mention my hammer. Hammer time is out and
Or as we know it
Ready.
from the hammer.
yes, hammer.
So as all four of you are moving in, at one point you see that the scout is actually holding a torch. so it's very easy to see at least him. He's astride the horse, but you can see that he's kind of gaunt. He doesn't look like he's been eating very well recently.
Excellent.
Oh.
What? Oh, sorry.
Is there anything in the forest that looks like it's the trodden path? Anything that...
Not in this section of the forest, no.
Okay.
You've kind of just moved off the
Leave
trail.
him off. Yeah, okay. So I'll just stay
The
put.
other two are with him as well?
No.
Okay. It's just him.
You can still hear them moving around.
Okay.
And we can hear the conversation they're
You
having.
can hear the
with-
conversation they're having.
So when Mala asked what direction is the commander in,
He did not answer. He said, I can take you there.
okay.
Don't be ridiculous. You don't need to ditch your own patrol just to satisfy me. Now, I'm giving you a direct order to tell me where to go. It's behind me. It's maybe about 5 minutes ride.
Oh boy.
That's closer than I'm comfortable with.
Well, 5 minutes ride is a fair distance.
Uh,
But it's 5 minutes ride in both directions. You know what I mean? Like, they can be here in 5 minutes too.
They know where to go.
That's very true.
Right. Well, I think it's time.
Yeah, I was like,
Friends.
I'm trying to
Let's
make
do
eyes
this.
at Nyx. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you're making eyes at Nyx?
it's more of a like,
Oh my
are we
god.
doing this?
So you're about
bunch
to
of
make a
hand
move on the.
motions.
You're about to make a move on the
Yeah.
side?
Yes.
Okay, so you're on your tree branch.
Yeah.
You're on your tree branch. Coil. He's there right on his horse. He looks up. And you know that I'm just about to call a break.
Yay!
Yeah.
Fair enough.
5 minutes. 5 minutes, and then we'll be back, and you can find out whether or not you managed to knock some guy off his horse. But true to the point, 5 minutes away. 5 minutes ride. 5 minutes until we ride again. We'll be right back. We're not going to enter combat for this one. We are just going to have you roll. So,
Okay.
this is going to be dexterity and your combat of choice. It's just a difficulty 0. Two extra dice for you, by the way. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Are you both going after the same guy?
I think all of us are, yeah.
Like, just all at once?
Yeah.
We're gonna kill him.
Well, we
We thought that 3 of them would be together, so that's
Really
why
have
we all
one of you
traveled
botched?
together.
So
That would
that,
be
like,
epic.
just like you all just crunch into each
Long
other?
heads.
Successes?
3.
Uno.
7.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah, because if you botch, then I really want to know.
All right.
Long heads.
I will for you, John.
I'll botch.
What I'm kind of hoping happens
didn't budge.
is I leap, grab him, we tumble off the horse, somebody else grabs the horse, somebody else grabs the torch.
As always, my rolling for this was abysmal. I got 3.
How's that abysmal?
Because I never roll well when we have to enter combat.
But we're not entering combat.
Oh, it's true. Well, kinda. We're still hitting someone.
Okay, 4 Solar Exalted are leaping after one badly nourished guard who probably has never held a lance before in his life.
Heroes, folks.
Yay.
So, how did you want to describe this?
So I'm hoping that what happens, because we all planned this
We did.
really intensely on our way over, is
Scott, check it.
Thank you.
Nyx grabs the branch, swings up, wraps herself around the dude from behind, grabs him in a headlock, and tumbles both of them off the horse. The torch goes flying. Someone catches
I
it.
jump out and grab the torch
So it doesn't burn the fire.
with my free hand, because obviously slash dance is a one-handed weapon, so I do have a free hand. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm
Dual
d-
wield a
I do a
torch.
little, yeah, exactly.
What a feeling.
Indeed.
Sure.
Thanks, buddy.
You find yourself on the ground with a guard who's now thoroughly freaked out. And you have a torch.
Clamp my hand over his mouth.
You just jerk him into insensibility.
I don't want to knock him out.
Okay, he's thrashing.
Okay, I want to knock him out.
Yeah.
Like to get info from him, but we can do that later.
Did you knock him out?
Yes, with my fist.
I stood there and looked.
Oh no, you knock him out here.
No. You already knocked him out.
Should we get the
I'll
next
save
one?
mine
I'll
for
do
the
it.
next one.
And I just
Nope.
I butt end him with flash dance.
But it's the wrong end. You kind of space in half. Oh my god.
Okay, so now we've had
Eat it.
3 people try to make him pass out. You want to throw on this?
I'm a pacifist.
Right.
Sorry.
Who has the highest body count right now in the game so far? No.
Oh, it's me.
It's you.
Oh yeah, true.
But those were just minor burns. Right? Right, John?
Yes. Bypass burns people with fire.
It's a great name for a ship. Well, quick, let's get him into the outfit. Costume, you called it?
Yeah. Right.
Next, you have some of that rope?
Strip him.
Always.
Are we tying him to a tree?
I'll bring him back to the wolf. The wolf can guard him. We'll see what happens. That's a great test.
What about the other 2?
We have to find them.
Yeah.
I'll get into this guys now.
I must point out, if 3 scouts were sent out, and only 1 scout returns,
Correct. We need to dispatch them. I strip the soldier naked and I get into the costume.
I thought I was making the opposite point. If 3 scouts sent out and only 1 returns, they know something's wrong.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm gonna
You're
go out.
joining them.
Yes, I'm going to go and find them. And I have a plan. I put the costume on. I get on the horse. I go back the direction it came. I'm far enough away from them for them not to see that I'm not this person. And I whistle at them. And I indicate to them that they should come over my way. And then that's when my good friend Nyx leaps out of a branch and scythes them down. Well, something. What do you think?
As long as you two are prepared to take on the disguise. Because somebody's going to have to do it, and it will not be me. So.
I'm practicing not speaking.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do this thing.
So you whistle?
Do I put on? Yeah. I'm far enough away that I feel confident that they can't recognize that I'm not this person, and I indicate that they should come over my way.
I'm trying to get behind one of them as well, sort of using tree branches as cover, just to cut off his escape if he
I'm
gets out
back
of it.
behind the trees.
And then I
again.
turn the horse and I'm facing the other
The
direction.
two scouts approach. One of them, a woman who also looks like she hasn't eaten a whole lot, and the other one is somebody who's rather portly, has a very military look about him. Like he has the proper haircut, he's clean shaven. His armor is burnished very bright. What'd you see?
I'm also using, before I respond, I'm using cunning mimicry.
Don't
Nice.
shush me, you son of a bitch.
Get down from the horse. Now. And I dismount, but my back is still turned to them.
I give me a charisma larceny. Or a
that's a
charisma performance. I imagine performance would probably be.
It's also a good tool.
Glorious.
Charisma,
And
anything.
then, okay. And I'll throw in an extra mote. Why the hell not?
Because that extra mote will mean the life and death of your character one day.
Woof.
Yikes.
Bardstone,
1, 2,
1 point flop.
3, 4. 4. Am I using cunning mimicry? No, I
I
won't.
didn't think you did.
No. Okay, 4 successes.
So he gets off his horse, and so does she. He walks up and he goes, "Why? What's out there?" Is that what you do?
No. I mean,
That would be pretty cool.
Is that what you do?
This is Exalted.
I want to get more info before we knock them out. God damn it.
Should not get the smaller life one.
And I just say, shh. Get down on your hands and knees. Now. And I do it. I get on my hands and knees.
So the woman does.
Yeah.
This guy, I'm not groveling for you.
No. Wait. Can you hear that? It's coming, the vibration's coming from the ground.
Fucking rookies, all cowards. And he just smashes his staff into the ground. Get up.
No. There's an army out
He
there.
kicks you in the ribs. Not enough to actually do you any damage, but get up.
Fine.
Or you're going to find your recruitment friend is going to have a bit of an accident when we get back to camp.
I was just trying to keep us safe, sir.
By making me get on my hands and knees.
No, sir, there's...
Stinking forest with you.
Sir, the ground is moving. I felt it.
It's an earthquake. It happens.
Yeah, but I don't want to be stuck in this forest. We got to get low. I was told in school that if you feel the ground moving, you get low down on the ground. Sir, I'm just following protocol here. I'm not trying to rock the boat.
Protocol? You don't know shit about protocol. You've been in, what, 2 weeks?
Sir, with the greatest of respect,
I mean, it actually hasn't been 2 weeks. It's been more like 2 months.
Okay.
it's been more like 2 months, sir.
He takes a gauntleted hand and he just cracks you over the side of the
All
face.
right, that's enough.
Yeah, this is probably a good time.
I'd like to take out my artifact, get up behind him, leap around, and with him.
Cool, that's melee.
Yeah,
All right. What's your dex melee?
sure. What's the diff for it, I guess, before I decide to do
One.
melee? Okay.
And River Jade? Are you on the other person? or-
Please. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would
Thank
like
you.
to
That's okay.
go up behind the smaller lithe woman and just hit her over the head with my fist. Yeah.
Okay, that's dex brawl.
It's 2 successes for me.
So you have him. You're currently closing off his windpipe, so he can't make much of a noise.
Excellent.
And what's the difficulty?
1. None of these people are very scary.
What? Please, she says. Oh God, please.
I got 4.
I got 4.
Does that cut?
You bring your fist down and just you see her eyes roll up into the back of her head, and she falls over.
Nice one.
I would like to catch her as she falls.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, I want to.
As she does that, I'm wiping the kind of splotches of blood off my lip, and I catch her doing that, and I just go,
Hey, get a hit in before you knock him out.
I love you, Nix.
I know.
And I do a downward like elbow thing on the back of the head, like that.
And that he
And
just,
I let him fall.
he just drops his head and he crumbles to the ground.
Tie him up.
Tie him up, search his pockets. Fuck.
Like a tinderbox for his torch.
I'll take that. Never know when it'll come in
I know
handy.
you've already addressed parts, but clearly you should.
One of
be
these
the
days, someone's gonna knock you out and be like, I wonder what she's got, and you're just gonna have like
tinderbox.
900 pounds worth of shit.
Random shit. She's a loot goblin.
Loot
Thank you for that
goblin.
suggestion. I take the costume off, the lower ranking costume, and I put on the captain's costume.
Smart.
That's
I'll
all
put on
5
that.
pass right there.
Well, you don't buy intelligence 5 for nothing, guys. I will dress as the malnourished man. That shouldn't be much of a stretch.
And buff River Jade will
The armor is not
Dress.
fitting very well.
the malnourished
You've got
woman.
too much muscle. She definitely did not. So you managed to squeeze in, but like it's pinching. Like everywhere.
This is really uncomfortable.
Weak.
It's like, is it also like a little too short?
Yeah. A little too short.
It's like I'm wearing a child's outfit.
I'm gonna make this disguise a flawlessly impenetrable disguise.
Well done.
Just FYI. So I
While
was-
he's doing that, I would like to, for the 2 malnourished people who we've tied up to, I guess, separate trees.
Yeah.
I would like to leave a bit of meat, like near their.
Leaving meat for
wolves will
wolves,
eat it off
leaving
their
meat for
chest.
enemies, leaving meat for possible just like
They're my rations.
I see.
I'm gonna like put some
But-
like branches and twigs over them, kind of disguise them a little bit in the
So
forest.
as you're moving around, like you notice you're making a bit of noise because the armor is just like
God. 5 pass. Are you able to?
River Jade. You have craftsman needs no tools.
Right. Can I do it? I thought it was just weapons. For the most part.
It's like expanding metal a bit is not
With
quite
your
good.
powers
Yeah,
combined.
it's not really. He's a tailor. He's not an armor. It's look. I know that. Okay, here. You know what?
Whoa.
Fucking
Sorry, Jess.
No, it's okay.
y'all about to get told stuff.
Oh shit.
So here's the thing. I understand that these games have like, well, we have crafts, but we have different levels of crafts for different things. You could be a weaponsmith, or you could be an armor, or you could do this, or you could do that. Well, you know what? It makes crafts kind of suck.
Whoa.
It does. It just means that like, oh, so for some reason I figured out how to make a sword, but like if I want to, expand my armor just a little bit so that I can fit in it, like, oh, geez, that's way beyond my comprehension. No. Use your goddamn head. It's okay. She's not building an artifact suit of armor. She's just using it to make sure that she can breathe in a metallic thing that she would have had to know how to manipulate anyway because she was a smith.
Fair.
This has been John Rants.
And we're
No.
fighting
So I
on this one?
I sent the notes for craftsman needs no tools.
Yeah.
So I would like to just I'm removing the shirt from that Sapphire Eyes gave me, and I'm using that to combine with some of the armor to make it more breathable.
Great. Done. You don't even have to roll. It's easy. It's much more comfortable.
Okay, River Jade, good.
River Jade. River Jade, good. Pellio, good. 5 pads, good.
Nyx?
Yeah.
Mala is further up, I guess, and
Oh, she
where's
she
Mala?
doesn't. I mean, she's around. She's still in. She hasn't disguised herself.
Excuse me.
She's still carrying her warfen and her hook sword.
yeah.
I assume, Pellio, the plan is to try to infiltrate the camp, the three of us, and create enough of a distraction that Nyx, you'll be able to get in unseen.
Try to create a riot, if you can. Infighting is very good for us. No one will care what happened to the conscripts, to the prisoners, if the army has been completely disbanded due to infighting and not because they were all murdered by an outside threat.
But
A forged letter inculpating the commanders of the army in an economic bit of subterfuge. They've sold out House Sinus and they're working for House Regara. We present evidence of this that we found on the route, and that's how we create the riot, the infighting.
Use Mala.
Can you?
Use me. Do I get a say?
You're the one who procured the letter.
And if she can't
And that
do
will
it,
prove
can you
your
forge a
loyalty
letter?
as well.
Of course. Who is the commander?
Fair.
Who am I naming in this
Mala,
letter?
who is he naming in the forged letter?
The commander's name is Edge of Dusk.
It's not unheard of for a terrestrial exalt to have like a hyphenated name of that.
It's not unheard for anybody to have weird ass names. It's Exalted.
I have.
5.
Yeah.
It's not hyphenated though.
Okay. Thank you.
Hyphenation is what I reserve hyphenation
That's
for lunars
lunars.
because I'm a fucking werewolf weeb.
Cool.
Are you familiar with the seal of House Regara? I can describe it to you and you can perhaps place it on the letter.
So, I'm going to take some paper and a quill. I'm going to start flashing it across the page as I compose a letter that details, that implies that several underling officers of House Sinus have essentially betrayed their house by trading with House Regara, trading in secrets, and plan to sell out their commander, Edge of Dusk. Dusk?
Edge of Dusk.
Yeah.
Edge of Dusk.
And then I would like to take some dirt and fuse some essence into it to try to create a seal. I'm hoping I can draw the seal of House Sinus on it. I will use tree sap if I need to stick it together.
I like that.
Do you like this?
I like
Pretty
that.
cool.
Make your roll, please. I want your
Coolest
difficulty
of
is
the
going to be
nerds.
3, but I'm going to give you 2 dice, 1 extra success, and 1 point of willpower.
John, would you say it's been an hour since we started riding again?
Oh, I should spend some notes on this.
That time before?
Sure.
Cool, thanks. There's so many
I wish it would just automatically.
I know. I hate having to always ask because I don't want to assume. You know.
Sorry, coming up.
Did you regain your 5?
No, I've just spent
Oh, yeah, you
6
just
on
spent those.
flawlessly impenetrable disguise.
Of course,
so,
that's very important.
yes.
Ooh, the 6 that I spent on Craftsman Needs No Tools, would some of those be okay to put back?
No, because you just did that.
So I need at least 6 in there.
Only ones that you spent like way back when we were reading intentions on everyone.
6 successes.
A finer letter couldn't possibly be written.
Dude.
Well, that's my contribution. and then I meditate for 6 hours. We can present this.
We can. We found it because
Mala.
Mala, or yes, Mala.
They already have their doubts on her, so this is her way of proving her loyalty.
And Mala found it because she was waylaid by a caravan from House Regara and dispatched them quickly, and found evidence of the collusion between House Regara and the elements of the army.
This is perfect.
Perfect. Lovely.
Ideally, there will be an inquest of some sort tonight. While all of this is happening, I'm going to see about getting to the conscripts.
Terrific.
House Sinus will not brook? That's not a word. House Sinus will not endure any treasonous behavior like this. It will probably be a public execution or discharge. Probably effective immediately.
Perfect.
So we must be ready to move.
We'll just have to get them out.
You can find them?
I can find anything. She said confidently.
I believe her.
All right, so we have passed this letter off to Mala, and we are going to, the 3 of us are going to escort her 5 minutes ride that away to the camp. And Nyx is following along behind, I imagine.
Correct.
Okay. Recap all of you. What are you doing?
So I am going to be accessing the camp from not the front entrance, looking for a side entrance.
I'm following these 4, 3, and not speaking.
I'm leading these 2 on my horse and escorting Mala back to camp with an air of official businessy shit.
And I
Fair of official businessy shit.
You have bureaucracy too, at least, don't you? And I'm with River Jade.
That's my Dire Straits cover band.
Nice.
Anyway, all right, you're headed in. As you approach, you can see that there is a lot of people here. And yes, there seem to be many volunteers. Although, funnily enough, the shackles that were at one point used to keep them in line have not been used for some time. They're now more threats than anything else. There's too many of them to shackle to one another, and obviously they would get nowhere. However, you can see that there are definitely some people who look like they are, trained in the military, moving around, making sure that everybody is in where they're supposed to be, that those who are digging the trains are doing so well, that those who are about to sneeze.
Bless you. That was so unexpected.
I saw the sun.
God damn it. Anyway.
Open up my eyes, saw the sun.
Nice.
And they're just like row upon row upon row upon row of these people. The population of Port Calin of military age, about between the ages of 16 and 35.
Are they fairly easily distinguished?
40.
Like they're wearing something different?
They're not wearing armor.
Okay.
They don't look military. The only people who are specifically wearing that kind of, outfit, they look like they have much more of a military bearing.
Okay.
Does anybody have any dots in war?
In lore.
War.
War, no.
No? Oh well.
Damn it. Do I?
Oh,
No, you don't. You took it off your sheet.
Yep, right.
Oh yeah, you
Did.
almost did.
Yeah.
Would have been real useful right about now.
Yeah,
River
sorry,
Jade.
guys.
No, it
It's
isn't.
all right.
Way to go, Doncast.
Sorry. You told me I didn't need it.
I said, no, of course you don't need it.
And I listened like a chum.
Chum.
Yes.
There's a commander's tent at the far side of the pavilion, but in this clearing at the moment, they seem to be trying to feed everybody. There's lines for food. There are tents being set up, but the tents only seem to be for the officers and for the general army. Everyone else seems to be sleeping under the stars.
I dismount, partly because my capacity to ride a horse might reveal us as being not the people who we're pretending to be. So I get off the
Ass
horse.
is very tight.
And my ass is extremely, and with a hurried,
Mala,
preoccupied.
sneaking around, but I'm dummy thick. The clap of my ass keeps alerting the guards.
So,
Anyway,
Mala, follow me. And with the kind of hurried, anxious energy, I start walking very quickly toward the commander's tent.
I just look at 5
she starts walking right alongside you.
We're gonna like
Yeah, and you're coming with me too.
we're gonna
If you
be
want.
escorting her one on either side.
What about you?
So, I want to be like I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, guys. So I want to be hiding in some tall grass within the camp.
You know that's really a game concept in Assassin's Creed, not really something that you can do normally.
What about in the
Exalted.
darkness?
She's exalted, man.
All right. Yeah, roll me your dexterity.
Thank you. Because basically, I'm trying to. If everyone's asleep, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to like grab people and send them out quietly. So I don't want them to be.
So I should point out that the population of Port Calin is significant. You can probably like urge some people away, but there's there are 1,000 plus people in this.
Yep.
Looks like we might need some rousing oracle.
Ooh.
I'll rouse your.
I volunteer.
That's
River
4
Jade.
successes.
Myself, sorry. Volunteer myself.
4?
Okay.
That's actually
Wow! It turns out that you can hide in grass. Look at that.
Yay!
Thank you, John. And everyone goes, I'm highlighted. Goes, "Whoo, you have entered stealth.
So you're headed where? Directly into the belly
straight-
of the beast?
Straight into the commander's tent.
Well,
I'm not looking around. I know exactly where I'm going. I'm walking directly to the commander's tent. If anyone, well, we'll see if anyone stops me, but I know exactly where I'm going.
No one seems to be willing to stop you. In fact, once you get past the outer perimeter of the actual soldiers, everyone else is just like, they don't recognize you, they don't know you.
Yeah.
Because they haven't seen the magnificence of Pellio yet.
But he's not Pellio, is he? He's.
Ooh.
Fabio.
You're gonna need a name.
Yeah.
Ah, Fabrizio.
suddenly has some gorgeous golden locks.
And then
like
abruptly,
Goldie.
Mala stops, turns, faces the three of you. That's quite enough. Get back to your posts.
Respectfully, I have to bring this to Edge of Dusk. I have to tell the commander.
To Edge of Dusk.
I
It's about Edge of Dusk.
Do you know who I am?
mean, sorry.
It's confusing.
I am the sub-commander of this division. And you're turning against me now.
No, but I feel that it is crucially important for this information to be delivered to the right people immediately.
I want you to understand something. If you walk into that tent and they so much as look at me funny because I haven't done my duty and you've insisted on doing it for me, I'm going to have you digging latrines for the rest of your incredibly short life. Do you understand, soldier?
Yes, sir, I understand. My duty as a representative, I have to tell somebody. I cannot remain silent in the face of this information.
Your duty will be duty in a moment if you don't act properly.
Understood, I think. I think understood. Yes, understood.
You watch him. If he so much as shrivels in front of that, I want you to stick your spear in the back of his thigh.
That's an order. Understood.
right.
She just keeps walking. And when she gets to the tent, she just opens the flap, and inside you can see a man who is sitting, and he's leaning back against his chair. The table in front of him is massive, and it's got a map stretched across it, where you see like the standard little, like pawns that are being placed on there. And he's looking down, but there's this moment where he's got his eyes are slightly rolling into the back of his head. He doesn't stand when they walk in.
Sir, respectfully, if we could... Apologies, sir. We didn't intend to startle you. If we could beg a moment's indulgence in private. It is a matter of utmost importance.
There's no one else in the tent. You can do whatever you need to here.
Are you
Commander,
sure?
hold on.
I didn't say that.
And she takes her war fan out and then just swipes it across. Now, you're actors. I imagine that a few of you have been in a Jacobean production once or twice.
Done some scene work.
Maybe.
There's a whole language that women can use with fans, right? How they tilt, how they angle, the speed at which they flutter. They can communicate using these things. A war
Appreciate
fan,
is taking notes.
war fan, when that thing opens, it means business. It's still perhaps reminiscent of a language, but when she takes it out, she opens it, snaps it shut, and then slams it onto the table, and then you hear underneath a bump and ow. Private, yes. Get all of them out of here. All of them. Edge of dusk. I'm tired. I've been racing after you for the past month. I've managed to find something incredibly important. I've been very diligent in getting this information to you, and you can have your pleasures another time. And she turns and faces the outside. I don't know what the
Some of this
rest of you are doing.
underlings betrayed.
Are you guys in the tent too?
Yes. We came in to watch Pellio.
So do you turn away when? Because Mala turned away
Oh yeah, I guess so.
to
Right?
insist that all these probably nude individuals leave the tent.
I'm just.
So there's no nude individual, but a soldier comes out from underneath the tent, underneath the table, and he just straightens himself up a little bit and just walks out.
Thank you, sir.
I'm trying not to go red in the face.
How's that working for you?
Probably not well.
On our scouting party, we uncovered this letter, sir, which I believe you and you alone must see.
He reaches out and he snatches the letter and just unrolls it. Do you want to remind people of what the contents of the letter are, please?
Sure. Essentially, it's a letter written in high realm, sort of destined for
Greatness.
Edge of greatness, destined for Edge of Dusk. That tells him that some of his subordinate officers of House Sinus have banded together to betray him, to sell out House Sinus to House Regara, to trade secrets, essentially, for their own personal enrichment. They are planning a coup, as it were.
Nice.
Now,
Sorry.
he rolls up the letter again, puts it on the table. Damn it. So what are we supposed to do? What do we do now? Do you know what's in this? It was sealed. Does it look like I've read things if they've been sealed? Give it to me. And he pulls it out. Here you go, Sub-Commander. Snatches it. She reads it. Crumples it up and just tosses it at the table.
Oh.
We've been played for fools. Now what do we do? Get out!
Sir,
No one enters this tent. You make sure of it. Stand directly outside. Do you understand me?
sir, I do understand and I will obey that order. I would like to state for the record that my allegiance to House Sinus is unshakable and complete, and I will do everything in my power to root out whatever is threatening our noble house.
Cool. Roll me limit. 4 dice, please.
Sorry, can you, okay,
Or 3 dice, actually.
roll 3 dice.
Yep.
Okay.
You're acting against a defining intimacy.
I sure am.
Are you
Acting
that
being-
good of an actor?
Acting being the operative
We'll
word.
find
It's
out.
it's I know that you're doing this to act against them, but still, the words, they stick.
The words, yeah.
They burn. Like,
1 success.
1 limit.
I want limit.
I don't think you do, River Jade.
Yes.
River Jade's gonna get 10 in one go.
Because limit is how you have. That's why you don't get to have nice things.
Sir, respectfully, I would like to stand by your side.
Mala draws herself up, which is not Pellio's height. Looks up, and her pink eyes are flashing. By my side. Do you even know who you have the privilege of addressing here now?
Of course.
Then it would be a privilege to guard her personage.
Of course it would be.
Then you stand directly outside.
I understand. I had hoped that
What you hoped, soldier, is to take an order that has been delivered to you and twist it for your own political gain. We've just discovered something that would tear this entire division apart.
I stand at the ready outside the tent.
Yes, of course you do. Go.
Forgive me. And I go outside the tent. And I
Yeah, we
indicate
are
that-
we are
yeah.
going. I mean, sorry, like
So
I'm going.
the fact that you are just outside the tent means that you can hear everything that is going on inside the tent.
I know. I just wanted more, but okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
The tent flap, when she closes it though, she doesn't close it all the way. She swipes it like, "Arr!" And it flutters closed, but then sort of shifts open again. She turns around.
Little dude.
What do we do? Do we let all of them go? Put them back into Port Calin? Pretend like none of this has ever happened? They're going to report back. They're going to know. The realm will find out. We need to be able to cover this somehow. Someone has to take the fall.
Oh,
Well, I think it should be you, Sub-Commander. After all, you were the one who had been on site. You what? Where's the special prisoner? Special prisoner? What? The anathema. Where is he? I assume that he's right where we left him. He's in a cage, for God's sake. Cage. To hold an anathema. You truly are incompetent. I'm sorry, Sub-Commander. I didn't mean any offense. No, you didn't. But you didn't mean to do anything correct either. This is on your head. All of it. The entire mess. Now, do you wish to bring dishonor to your family? Or are you going to accept what you must do? I'm not responsible for this. None of us are responsible for this. We just got this letter now. I need a moment to think. I need a moment to see what you've done to this idiot boy. She turns around, opens it. You three with me. Wait. No. No, the two of you. You don't know the bearing of soldiers. Strip off that armor. Return back. Go and squat amongst the others. And when you finally learn discipline, perhaps you'll be worthy of looking into my eyes once more.
Sir, respectfully, once again, I recruited these two specifically for the task of scouting.
And you trust these dunderheads?
Well, they were recruited from a farmstead, and they have a particular understanding of the wildlife of the forests in this area, and are particularly adept at riding. That is why I selected them to participate in my scouting mission, and I would request that they humbly remain in my company.
I'm just kind of trying to give Pellio a look without signaling Edge if he's in the vicinity.
Edge is still in his tent.
Oh, okay, great.
this is
So I'm
Admiral.
just giving you a look.
I would also urge you to consider that it was the wherewithal of these two young recruits that allowed us to uncover the letter that I brought to your attention just now. I understand that they are young in service, but I trust in their abilities. Respectfully, sir.
Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Go and find somebody to take me to this cage. I want to see the anathema firsthand.
Yes, sir. You two with me.
I'm looking for Minute.
So you're skulking about in the tall grass?
Yep.
So that means that you're on the periphery.
Yeah.
Because there's no tall grass in the middle of the pavilion.
Yeah.
I would like you to roll your intelligence investigation. Your difficulty is going to be 3.
Okay.
Can I also attempt an action that might?
Fuck everything up?
Yeah.
Yeah, go nuts.
I'd like to.
For donuts.
This is a little. Well, we'll see. I'd like to surreptitiously build a map of the camp on the inner pocket of my jacket that I'm wearing, sort of by reaching in and like carving into it sight unseen. The hope is that I can later press a copy of it and get it to Nyx. We'll see about that, but
Oh, I like it.
A letter?
I'm
That's
prison
cool.
breaking this.
I like it.
No, of the map, a map of the camp,
Perfect. 4 successes.
On your coat. That's
like
so
inside
cool.
the coat.
So,
Digging into it.
Minute is distinctive to you. So as you're looking through the pavilion of all these people, one thing's for sure, if they think that he's anathema, he would not be in the general populace. It would just be foolish for them to keep him there. So he must be somewhere else. There are several tents on the outside of the pavilion that have been erected. He must be in one of them. He clearly isn't in the commander's tent, otherwise there would have been some commotion there, especially when these 4 entered that tent. So he's in another one instead. Some of them are more heavily guarded than others, so it's assumed that there might be a few that are really nothing more than just sort of like sleeping quarters for the commanders. But others might contain more valuable stuff.
Excellent. Win-win.
Whether Minute is a valuable stuff or not, that's a question. Pellio, River Jade, anything?
I'm a little confused. Are we going with Mala?
I don't
The
know. Are you?
anathema? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we are accompanying Mala to. the
She
anathema.
specifically gave you the order to find somebody who can take me to the cage.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you don't know where it is.
No.
Right.
Correct.
So,
You
okay.
two with me. And we are on the kind of. We're not in the central area of the camp, right? The camp is like we're kind of on a periphery.
Commander's office, tent was at the back of it.
Was
I
at the
feel,
back
was
of
the-
it,
the sort
yeah.
of the-
So I moved closer towards the center of the camp, and I try to see if there's a particularly guarded area or anything that looks like a cage, or failing that, I look for somebody who looks like they are in charge.
All right. Roll me your wits investigation. Nyx, there are 3 tents that you've narrowed it down to at this point.
Okay. I want to approach the back of one of them and listen first. See
Okay.
if I can hear anything inside.
Yep. It seems deathly silent inside this tent.
Whoops.
No one's inside, or at least no one breathing.
Okay. So no, I can't even hear anyone breathing?
Nope.
Cool. Let's move on to tent number 2.
5.
Nice.
You see somebody who looks like he knows what he's doing. He's currently directing a few people in how to dig a latrine. So as soldiers go, there are soldiers who are commanders and they walk around, and then there's like sergeants, right, who are just like they're in it. They know what's going on. Turns around, he looks at you. He's got a toothpick stuck between his teeth. His hair is completely shorn off, and his nose has been broken in about 7 different places.
Oof.
Where are they housing the filth?
They're all filth here.
You know what I mean. That thing.
They've got him over in the other pavilion's tent. Right there. He indicates with his head.
Everything under control here?
Sorry, say that again?
Everything seems like it's under control here?
Old sack eyes got their eyes on him. I know that they're going to dig the best damn latrines that this has ever seen, because I'm tired of seeing all of them shit in their hands and throwing it into the woods.
Who's guarding the cage right now?
Whoever drew the short straw. He still hasn't said anything.
We'll make him talk.
I think they might have broken him.
Thanks for your info. Good luck with the shit. And
So, you move on to the second tent?
Yeah.
Second tent, there's just one person breathing inside the second tent. But otherwise, it's pretty quiet.
Is it pretty steady breathing? Sounds like they might be asleep.
No.
They're awake.
Yeah, it seems like they're probably awake. But not like... It's more of a just normal breathing pattern.
You know, like a normal human being.
Yeah, not like me.
Right,
Who
exactly.
breathes like...
How far away am I from the commander's tent, by the way?
Oh, a
Just
fair
out of
distance,
curiosity.
like
Okay.
100 meters.
I got an idea, but too late. It's too late.
Okay.
It's too late to apologize.
Next time we want to overthrow an army, though. It's a decent
Cool.
idea.
Jot it down.
Next time we want to overthrow an army. I like the way you think.
So like session 20?
Next time we
or-
want to do it.
so yeah, we zip back to Mala. Sir, I can escort you to the cage now.
Yes. Do that. Perhaps with a bit less groveling.
Understood.
And she starts
Yeah, so we walk in the direction that...
walking behind you.
Yeah.
Nyx?
I want to see if I can start undoing the back of the tent to see who's inside.
So you can just sort of like peek in
Yeah.
kind of thing? Okay. When you open the door, you see that there's somebody who is rummaging around very, very quietly, but is moving around a tent which is full of trunks, just big, massive trunks. Is opening them, looking in, closing. Going on to the next one, opening, looking in, closing. None of these trunks look like they'd be big enough to hold a person,
Okay.
unless they were very,
Small.
very tiny or very flat. Oi.
No, it's coffee.
Oi! There's no coughing at my table.
So I want to whisper into the tent. Hey, someone sold this army out to Regara. Commander knows. There's gonna be an inquest. You didn't hear it from me. And then I want to go off really fast.
Yes!
We'll be watching, Commander.
Commander, we will be watching.
Watching.
And then I want to like dive back into the grass super fast.
I think it was some like 12-year-old cook. You know what I mean? Who was just
I
like,
hope so.
Just like pissing himself in fear right now, like, oh my god! But
Again,
you then
six.
hear like, what? Where did you hear that?
I'm gone.
Fuck. And then you start hearing click, 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 coming from that tent. You are now headed towards the third tent.
Yes.
So you're converging on the same location.
Okay. Well, we're making a beeline for the cage. We are going to that cage. So,
So on the outside of the tent, you see that there are two soldiers who look way more competent than the other soldiers who you've shown
That's
up
good.
to. They're standing there. They have their lances, but they also seem to have long swords at their sides. And then both of them have very kind of green features along their skin. And they look at you. What do you want?
we are escorting the commander to visit with the creature.
I haven't been informed.
I am informing you presently.
And the other one goes, oh shit. Fine. And they both step aside. You now hear this from the other side, but you can tell that there's more than one person inside this tent.
Balls.
There's 6.
Shit.
Ooh.
When the tent flaps open, you see inside that there's a cage that's barely large enough to hold a young man who's hunched over. He's wearing just scraps of cloths around his waist, and he's got raised welts on his back. And he's surrounded by people who are wearing not the same kind of armor that you saw outside. They're all wearing sinus colors, but these people look like they're a different unit. They've all got reinforced buff jackets with the sinus crest stitched on them, holding guitars.
I'm not familiar.
Am I saying that wrong?
I hope they're holding sitars.
And they all go.
A guitar is basically a punch dagger.
Oh.
Hey, that's my thing. Fuck.
So
a ring.
it's
That's true.
so it's a you hold a horizontal bar and the dagger comes out like
Okay,
this.
right.
Ugh.
So punchy punchy.
Punchy, punchy, punch, punch, punch.
Punch.
And there's 5 sinus soldiers
There's 5, yes.
Okay.
I just turn to Mala and I look at her.
You did your duty. I shall have words with the commander about you.
You're very kind, sir. May I be of any further assistance?
I don't trust these. They're to watch.
Understood.
Anyone lays a finger on him or me, make sure everyone in this camp knows.
We stand at the ready, sir.
Yes, I'm sure you do. Has he said anything? He hasn't said anything. He hasn't said anything since we took him out of Port Calin. Not a word. So, Commander, I'm wondering whether this was a mistake. We sure this is the guy that we're looking for?
Can I, do I notice that this man bears any resemblance to Nyx?
That's a good question. Why don't you roll me your perception investigation at a difficulty of 2?
You haven't really looked at Nyx that much. She's very disturbing to look at. You actually have no idea.
Face shape.
Because she's just like,
We haven't seen the anathema, have we?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Like, we haven't gone inside the tent at all, so we don't
Successes?
3.
There's a decent family resemblance, yeah.
We
The
were
same
looking outside,
sort
is what
of
you're saying. Okay.
sharp nose.
pointy teeth.
know. So it's just Pellio that has seen.
The extra 3 thumbs on one hand.
Oh my god.
So it's just Pellio who's seen Minute.
Pellio
Assuming.
hasn't seen him before either. None of you saw
Sorry,
him.
like right now, can we see him at
Yes,
all?
you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys
That's
are in
all
the
I
tent.
wanted.
Yeah, you're in the
with him?
tent.
Okay.
Cool beans.
The tent is quite large. Assume like, I don't know, 10 meters by 10 meters.
Okay.
And as I was looking at seeing family resemblance, I was looking at the cage too. How is the cage locked?
That's strange. Doesn't seem to have a lock. Doesn't seem to have a door. Oh no. As if it was built around him and sealed shut.
Figures.
What's it made out of?
Can I tell what it's made of? Out of?
Yeah, it's made out of steel.
Okay.
Honestly, somebody who had, somebody who was truly anathema probably could break out of it if they had that kind of bent in their essence, right? Like, not all solars have the ability to increase their strength, right? Like, in fact, I don't think any of you do, except maybe you.
I do,
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But, like, Nyx couldn't bend steel if she wanted to.
but I could.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
Like, it's reinforced steel. Like, it's a serious business cage.
But I've got increasing strength exercise.
You're seriously strong.
And buff
That's true.
As fuck.
You're so buff, you had to remake your armor because you were like hulking
'Cause
out of it.
Yeah.
Who's been lashing him? We had to do that to get him into the cage. Nobody's touched him since. We've just been carrying it with us. Incompetence. I'm surrounded by incompetence. There seems to be 12 slats on either side. It's reinforced steel. He can't stand up. Have you been feeding him when he eats? He seems to at least be trying to stay alive.
When I hear this, I want to go away from the tent for a sec. I want to go to one of the empty tents.
So there aren't You mean a tent without people in it?
Yeah, like one of the other
'Cause you
tents
don't-
that I.
Because you don't know if they're empty, you just know that there isn't somebody inside.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's easily done. When you get into the tent, you see that inside there's just like stacks and stacks and stacks of rice in bags in this tent.
Is there a basket in this tent, John?
Is that a callback?
Yes.
I would like to take the basket and fill it with any food that I can.
Okay.
Specifically apples, if there are apples.
That's
No, there's rice in this tent.
Just rice?
It's just rice.
Just rice? All right, I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for more apples.
And she's got a basket.
She's got a basket.
Is she gonna use the basket?
She's got a huge frown on her face, but she's like got a basket. It's like this perverted Easter egg hunt. I don't know.
Okay.
Forgive me,
you're
sir.
Procuring food.
Thank you.
Playing with the basket.
Forgive me, sir. I may be mistaken, but this creature bears something of resemblance to our associate in Port Calin.
What are you saying?
I couldn't help but notice that this thing, it looks like our friend in Port Calin, sir.
Jakar is his name.
Jakar. Yeah. Thank you. Jakar.
Makes sense.
What's his name?
Who, the associate?
No, the anathema.
He hasn't said his name. We've been asking. He hasn't said a word. Instructions were to make sure that he didn't suffer any permanent damage. We haven't been doing anything that would encourage him to speak, other than asking him. Look, we need him alive for just a little longer. Once we get him to Nexus, they can do whatever the fuck they want with him. Do I look like I care? Yeah, maybe he's related to our informant. But doesn't matter, he's dead anyway. The instant that we raise that place to the ground, he's going right along with them. We've already sent the detachment. They've probably already taken care of it. Commander, sub-commander.
Excuse me?
It's done. Don't worry about it. Everybody in that town is either fleeing or dead. And believe me, a fat man like him couldn't run very far. You have your basket of apples.
Excellent. I'll take some rice too, just for good measure.
If apples and rice, breakfast of champions.
Apples and rice. Anything valuable in these tents while I'm on?
wow.
While you're looking through like food tents, no.
All right. What about the chest with the tent with the chest?
Well, I don't know. Do you go in there?
Yeah, if the dude's gone.
No, he's not gonna.
All right, never mind. I'm going back to the tent with these guys creeping around.
You're going to the tent?
I'm going back to the tent, but I'm still outside.
Okay.
Because until these soldiers get the fuck out of here, how are we supposed to do a
Not gonna
jailbreak?
happen.
Let's see, what can I do?
I mean, maybe we should, you know, go ahead. Do our worst.
Permission to speak freely, sir.
I don't know who the fuck you are.
Sorry.
My name is Wolfram. Cryan Wolfram, sir.
And do you want to explain to me why you think that you deserve the right to speak in my presence?
Sir, with the greatest of respect, in boot camp, we hazed. It was some light hazing. It was the methods that we employed, sir. I believe that if I had the opportunity to extract information from the prisoner, I may be able to.
You're saying that you want to torture the prisoner yourself?
I believe I might be able to extract information from him, sir, without doing any permanent damage. Would you allow me?
See, I must have shit in my ear because I don't understand why you think that you would know better. Have you been blessed by the dragons when I wasn't looking?
No, sir.
No? Or is it that your mother regrets the fact that she decided to lay on her back one too many times and instead birthed somebody who couldn't contribute to the realm?
Sir, as far as I understand, we need to extract information from the prisoner before we get to Nexus. I don't see how it would trouble you to be granted several moments alone with the prisoner to make an attempt.
You want me to leave you, a soldier with nothing more to his name than a rusty spear, alone with an anathema?
Sir.
Somebody who, given any sort of opportunity, would explode out of this chest, destroy you, and escape. What part of your plan makes up for the fact that my ass is on the line over this?
Sir, as far as I understand, we have been unable to glean any information from the prisoner to this date, and that information is required.
Do you think you know me? And he stands up. You can see that his eyes start to crackle with this odd, frozen... You know the sound that ice makes when it really, really sharply cracks? Do you think you know better than somebody who's actually studied? Somebody who's made it through the academies instead of washing out like you?
No, sir. However, I have an understanding of Port Calin. I grew up not too far away. I think I might be able to get through to this thing in a way that perhaps hasn't been employed up until now.
Tell you what, if you can even lay one finger on me, I'll let you do it. Because then you'll have proven that for some God's forsaken reason, you can go head to head against one of the chosen.
Sir, my understanding is that the objective
Let's
of this
get
mission...
outside. See how this goes. And he turns and he starts walking out of the tent.
The other
Sir,
4 guys?
Do
They're
they
staying.
eat?
God damn it.
2v4, let's go.
But they are crowding the entrance to look out.
sir,
No, I mean
respectfully.
it. I mean it. I'll give you 3 moves. And if you can even lay a finger on me, I'll let you try your little plan.
Sir, my understanding is that the objective of the mission is to extract information from the prisoner. I don't see how this furthers that objective in any way. I have absolutely no doubt that I will not succeed in laying a finger on you. Given your station, I wouldn't dare to...
Cryan Wolfram,
Sir,
do you understand how militaries work?
I do.
Do you understand that when orders are given, they're meant to be obeyed?
I mean
Do you
no...
understand that orders don't make it up the chain of command, they go down?
Sir, I mean no insubordination.
And yet you do.
Break the cage.
Very well, sir. However,
3 moves. And he tears his buff jacket open just to reveal an undershirt underneath. Let's go.
Can I see if everyone's very distracted right now?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
completely
Super
fucking distracted.
Okay.
I should point out, 3 of them look like they want to fucking kill Pellio
Yes.
right now.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
would be
2 of
quite
them,
the distraction.
Doing
2 of them
great,
are more
Good
like,
job,
2 of them
are kind of secretly hoping that Pellio will
Okay.
succeed because they don't like each other very much.
okay. So I would like to spend 3 motes. Has it been enough time now that you
God,
can
no.
recover?
No.
Any-
It's been like 20 minutes.
Damn it. Okay. It was worth an ask.
Can I be untying
So I'm
the back of the
spending
tent
3.
now a little bit?
Sure.
Creep inside.
That's going to be a dex stealth, please.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay, so my strength is currently 4.
Yeah.
I've spent my 3 motes to use increasing strength exercise.
Okay.
For every 3 motes of essence or initiative I spend, my strength score increases by 1. Each dot of increase also raises the base damage. Okay, that doesn't
Yeah,
really
that's not
apply
going to
right
apply
now.
here. You're looking to tear the cage apart? Is that what you're
Yes. What strength would I need for that?
doing? What strength are you at currently?
I'm currently at 4 before this charm.
I'm going to say that you need to be strength 7 in order to tear this thing apart.
Just like a little hole.
Strength 7
Okay.
in order to be able to open these bars.
Okay.
I'm gonna transfer some motes to River Jade, so I'm just going to sort of move back and like
What a
touch her
dude.
arm and
Thank you.
so give me a second to figure out and you
Yep.
get some motes back.
2 successes for me.
Okay.
To spend again.
So
Thanks, bye,
nobody has noticed as you start to unlace it. Although once you've unlaced it, you now see that Pellio looks like he's like you can see through the tent. Pellio is currently standing in front of a water aspect who's literally being like, "Let's go,"
Oh dear.
Sir,
but he's got everyone else distracted, and it looks like these two are starting. You see that River Jade is like hulking out.
That's exciting. This is great.
Just pulsating.
It's like in Castle Crashers when you eat the sandwich.
7 motes and 1 willpower.
So I get 7 motes back?
Yes.
Ooh.
So how many motes are you spending, River Jade?
I'm first putting back 7 motes and 1 willpower. So
We're gonna
I'm at
watch you fight
4.
Pellio, don't worry.
ooh, what fight? No.
Now, does
leave, man.
the 3 motes I originally spent to use the charm, does that count towards it? Or is
Towards
it
what?
towards raising my strength? Or is that just to use the charm and then I have to spend motes?
Yeah, the initial 3 still counts. It's just saying that it's 3 motes per point of strength.
Per going up.
So I've already gone up to 5 then to use that, and then 6, 7. So I'm spending 6 then.
Okay. But that's personal essence that you're spending, not peripheral.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at
We'll
7.
blow our load before we get out of here, John.
Okay. So you're here at the cage and you are stretching it
Yeah.
open. Are you like trying to make yourself visible to Minute?
Once the cage is open, yes. Because I need him to move fast. And I think
All right.
he only will for me.
Now, I know that you can open the cage.
Yeah.
I know you can
Yeah.
because you're cool. Because you're strong.
Yeah.
But what I don't know is whether you can do it quietly.
Right.
I want you to roll me
Okay.
your strength.
So it'd be 7.
No, actually not strength. This is yeah, actually your strength. I want you to roll me your strength stealth
What a cool roll.
Oh,
It's just strength. I've
at a
no-
difficulty
I'm spending a willpower.
of 5.
Jesus Christ.
Buddy.
Spending a willpower.
Oh,
I
what
think it's
kind
doing.
of pool
So
are you
I've-
looking at, friend?
7 dice.
I have 7 dice.
You can't add.
I
if
would
you don't have
really
stealth.
suggest a pretty wicked cool stun right now. I mean, I'm just saying.
So I get down on my belly, and I start from the bottom of the cage and start using like the gentlest of my fingers to unravel the cage, like upwards
Ooh.
and out.
That's pretty cool.
I'll give you 2 dice.
Not
for
even
that.
pulling, like just like,
Just like-
untwisting. It's great.
Not even a whole hand.
And I have spent a
Finger.
willpower, so that means I have 1 auto success
Yeah.
in
That's
what
correct.
I roll on top
So
of
now
what
you
I
need
roll.
to roll 4
Okay.
successes.
We believe in you, River Jade.
Boom.
And 1 landed on its corner,
What
so
a
I'm re-rolling.
queen.
7, 8.
That includes your willpower that you spend.
That includes the willpower.
River Jade,
No one's ever opened a cage so
you managed to do it with such strength that the bars just warp enough that the clearly having lost a considerable amount of weight, minute can worm himself out of the bars. But he looks at you and he shrinks back.
It's okay. I know your sister.
I want to step in at this point
Sorry.
Hey.
and just look at Minute and go like this.
Doing a nix. Are you a coward?
Sir,
Is that what you are?
with the greatest of respect,
Yeah, I'm tired of your respect. I want to see what you can do. That's an order, soldier.
I have to tell you before I make an attempt, sir, that I injured myself on duty. I have an injury to my collarbone, and I can't lift my arm properly. If you want to have an injured man fight you, then that is, I will obey that order until death, sir.
You know, the funny thing is, it's not my honor on the line here, soldier. It's yours. You're the one who comes in here and decides that he knows better than the accumulated serpent sting.
Serpent.
Sir,
It's all on you.
That's a great fucking name.
if your order to me as an injured soldier is to enter into combat with
You're
you,
not even worth my fucking time. And he starts turning back towards the tent.
I would like
As-
to be like. Oh, no.
as he turns, presumably he lets his guard down, and I use my left hand to smack him over the head.
Cool. That's going to be a dexterity brawl roll, and you're going to get an extra 2 dice for your stunt. And we'll see if you can beat his defense, which at the moment is 4.
You could do it, Pellio.
One of these.
One of these, good man.
I'll take that. I'll spend willpower.
And also moats.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 moats.
Rubric, well, yeah, this would count as unexpected.
What are you rolling right now?
4 decks.
It's Dex Brawl.
But
Yeah.
it's not.
Can't
I'm
add
still calling it as a defensive 4
We don't
because
have
he's
any
still
dots,
surrounded
so
and
we don't
he's
have
still
any
paying
brawl
somewhat
terms, and
attention.
It's not a favored. I'm
So no, this isn't a
sorry
true
to be the
ambush
bearer of
attack.
bad news.
Okay, so
Or a
1.
surprise attack, I suppose.
But you,
bunch of
you
successes.
can do your willpower, so that's good.
Yeah.
And you get 2 extra dice for your stunt. I was.
Oh, the
Yes.
stunt.
I was
Yes,
told.
of course,
You-
the stunt.
I was
Thank
not
you.
told.
Thank you for that.
We were all told.
You better believe it, buddy.
1, 2, 3, 4,
That's it.
5, 6.
Yay!
Yo.
He turns back around. Did you just strike a superior officer?
Oh, shithead. Oh my god.
You stain. Inside the tent,
Yeah.
This music's so cool.
you just assaulted a superior officer. Everyone here saw it, and they all start being like, yeah, we should. Yeah. Except 2 of them are like, you encouraged it. You said that you wanted him to fight you.
Infighting.
Mutiny!
And that's when you hear, we've been had? From one of the tents on the far end of the pavilion. We've been had. We've been had. And they look around like, what? Oh, I'm afraid you didn't hear the news. As Mala just shoves her hands into her pockets. I'm afraid we've been had.
Sorry.
And I want to
That's how weak he is. This is how much he can hold you right now.
pull him towards me, grab him
Okay.
in a kind of hug and kind of like strong,
Yep.
easing him out of there. Close the cage.
Okay.
I want to get him out of the tent.
It's easy as it looks.
Yeet that brother.
So to close the cage, can I just close it again?
Yeah. You know that you've structurally weakened the cage by doing this, but I don't think you care.
Should I?
Reclosing the tent, yo.
All of you,
All right.
you saw me hit him.
I want you to roll me. Do you have crafts?
No, I don't.
Ooh. I'm gonna need you to roll me your wits alone.
Okay.
You're gonna need to accumulate 4 successes to successfully close this. You can do it over a series of turns, but of course people may turn around.
Can I close it?
I mean, possibly, but it closes from the outside.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna take my chance. Just in case this gets ugly, I need my willpower.
That's fair.
That's 3.
Okay, so that's 1 turn.
Okay.
Yes, we've all been had. We're all in very deep shit. And you're deciding to take it out on this one. I mean, he is an idiot. Look at him. Challenging you.
I was following an order, sir.
You know what? I'm through with this. If we've been had, I'm gonna take it out on you.
I didn't do it. I'm an injured soldier. I was injured on scouting duty, and I yell out
Oh, you're an injured soldier? Which shoulder blade?
I project my voice out to as many people in the camp as I can.
Yeah.
I was injured on scouting duty, and I was ordered to strike you, sir. I'm innocent.
Fucking crybaby. Roll again.
Ah, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Nice.
I've had enough of this. You, and she points to the water aspect. Go and make sure that no one else is freaking out about all this. The last thing we need is a riot in the compound. And you, and she reaches forward and she just claws her fingers, reaches down, pulls out her hook sword, and swings it so that she's wrapping it around your neck. Come with me.
That's hot. That's hot.
Yeah.
She just starts dragging you out in the direction of behind
come
the
with
tent.
you.
Oh my god.
River Jade.
Now, buddy.
Break your clavicle myself if I have to. So you're still in the tent.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm just behind the other. I guess. What are we doing?
Well, they're gone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be terrible. River Jade, punch me, knock me out.
What?
He escaped, and he knocked us out. Let's go.
Okay. Shouldn't you punch me
1,
first?
2.
I'll knock you like dead. I meant strength. I've got a lot of strength.
Pull your dad punch, River
Punch
Jade.
yourself.
Oh, I guess we just gotta knock him out.
So I want to just go
Well,
very
the creation's
slowly.
flat. You don't get to go all the way
This is
around.
the greatest moment of my life. Nyx is so
I'm just going very slowly, and I do one of these.
Have we gotten into the tent? Oh no, we're going behind the tent, sorry.
You guys are like in front of
No,
the
it's all right, River Jade.
But I mean, I thought I was being pulled to the back.
Don't
of the
worry,
tent.
I got this.
Oh no, you guys are out.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
like, where's Mala
take
taking-
out,
Yeah,
I
Mala's
guess, my
taking behind.
quill. Oh, no, I have a spear.
Are you guys gonna get
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
now
gonna,
is the time for that.
I'm gonna cut myself with it. I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm not gonna stab myself with it. Because I don't have a sweet artifact spear. Yeah.
Okay, you've cut yourself with your spear.
I'm gonna throw it down on the ground and lie on the floor and start shouting for help.
Punch me first.
Shit! I get up and I clock her in the jaw.
Okay.
Probably does very little, frankly.
Yeah. I just sort of.
You're a martial artist. You can hit people with your hands.
Okay, so I go to punch her in the face and instead I go whap, 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 like 3 pressure points.
Ow. God, I'm just crippled. Yes, why would you do this?
Why would you do this to me?
Okay.
They're gonna come back in shortly, I'm sure.
So they
You
turn
start
around.
shouting.
Shit.
On the loose! Follow the screams.
Yes, God.
we're in trouble. And then from beyond you hear, we've been had. And then Mala stops when you're behind the tent
Ridiculous.
and just unhooks the sword from you. One out of thousands. What's the next play? And I
Get the
think
people. Oh.
that's where we'll end this session.
Nice.
All right.
Jailbreak!
Nice.
Good teamwork, guys.
Yay.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna need my prison break body tattoo, but like, well, you know, or my pocket tattoo, but we'll work on it.
I just love
I like the idea that you, in fact, weren't carving it into your coat, but
My
just
flesh.
your own flesh. Like, look, Nix, I made a map
Oh
of
my!
a compound that we just destroyed. Now, if you press the paper against it, maybe I'll bleed into it.
Suffering is a man's greatest ally.
Don't forget, audience, it's going to be up to you to determine the decision point of today's game. What was the pivotal moment that shifted the balance? What made this game the session that it turned out to be? Send in your suggestions now. The vote will happen soon. In the meantime, what'd y'all learn? Scott?
I learned that I want to try to be a bit more creative in my applications of linguistics and lore. I feel like I did some cool stuff today with those, but that I know there are charms further kind of deeper in the game that allow you to really like affect the world around you and not just kind of establish facts or whatever as well, which is good, but that could have been useful today.
Okay.
I learned a new intimacy for a member at this table. For a play, like a character at this table.
Oh, it's not like a new intimacy towards, like, Scott?
Table?
No.
Oh, okay.
I learned that I have to be towards Scott. It's fascination.
What can I say?
Yeah.
Liz?
Nix, when she heard that Minute had been tortured and wasn't eating, I think she realized that she can never, ever, ever make it up to him, like what he's been through because of her.
Interesting.
That's
So
sad.
she got a basket and filled it with apples and figured, now we're square.
Woof.
Look, Minute.
Just like you always wanted.
Minute. Too little, too late.
Amir?
As much as Pellio loves pretending to be people that he isn't, he doesn't particularly like being people who have no power in the world. Like pretending to be a subordinate is a role that
He's
he,
bad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it
He's
worked
only
out.
been
I don't know if that
people
was your
power.
plan or not. Was it?
To have him be bad at being a subordinate?
To draw attention to himself by being such a terrible
He can't
subordinate.
help himself. Yeah. He can't.
It worked in our favor in the end.
Yeah, in
I
the
mean,
end.
Maybe not next week, but for now.
Yeah. No, he just doesn't like.
week's riot center.
He only plays leading men. He only wants to be a leading role. He doesn't want to play some like. You know what I mean?
There are small parts.
There are. Indeed,
Pellio.
there are small parts, and he doesn't
One of them are
want to be an extra. You know.
See, the way that I've always described it, there are small parts, but there are no unimportant ones.
truth.
But I'm also going to ask, I mean, we're actors here at this table. How many of us, and as a show of hands, could describe themselves honestly as somebody who you would say, like, oh yeah, I'm totally a leading man or lady, and not just the character. So all the leading people raise their hands right now.
Can my hands go lower?
If I could cut off my hands, I would.
It's a table full of character actors.
I still remember being told that by an acting teacher, saying like, you're never going to be the leading man.
That's shitty.
And I was like,
That is shitty.
oh, okay. Like, well, I mean, I thought I was getting some like sweet insight. She's like, you're going to be an amazing character actor. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? I run games. I get to lead whatever the fuck I want, and my players get to be the leads of their own goddamn stories.
Yeah.
Here.
This has been
Nancy
another
Helms, if you're out there,
John Rand.
you're wrong.
called out.
Whoa.
Yeah, called out.
buddy.
Forever on the internet. I wrote 2 limericks.
I kind of want to hear these limericks, but first,
Oh.
we're going to see what the decision point is. Your options are as follows. Characters wait their turn to read Pellio's intentions. Mala stepping up as subdivision leader. River Jade rips open Minute's cage. 5 Paths successfully acts.
Oh yeah. I guess that's true.
Pellio pushes himself to the limit to keep the role authentic.
There's a lot this time.
And Nyx keeps her promise about the basket.
Nice.
That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Wow.
You can vote
Keep promises very
now.
often, so this is a big deal.
And the decision point is the moment that had the greatest impact on the session. Yeah. Just to
Yeah.
for me to clarify.
The-
I know what I would vote for.
The decision point.
Want to hear my limericks while people vote?
I do.
Absolutely.
There once was a solar named 5 Paths.
That's me.
A model student in English, not maths. He is quite the sage with pencil and page, but somewhat allergic to baths.
Oh.
Second one. River Jade is a Disney princess. Why she's friends with us is anyone's guess. Her friends often hurt her with casual murder. Poor thing cleaning up Pellio's mess.
Wow.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
Thank you so
Her
much.
friends often hurt her with casual murder. Like
Yay.
El Primo Limerico.
Try to remember to write more.
Amazing.
When did you
But
do
5 Paths
that?
doesn't write.
After
5 Paths
John
doesn't
wrote his,
speak
I was
English.
Like, oh, I want to write
Oh my
this.
God,
It's
that's
very
so good.
helpful. Thank you.
A student of high realm, not maths.
Yeah, that works.
All right, I'll change that. You're right.
That said,
You're
I'm
right. It's wrong.
Probably gonna buy some sort of mathy lore charm at some
model
point, so I
student
can do the
in
beautiful
high
mind
realm.
thing. People are like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like,
Minding it.
toss me
Cannot
in this
jump
art.
the distance.
Not the beard! You know, there's some really interesting things going on in that you guys are sort of halfway between like, yeah, we've got good plans and fuck it, let's go. And, you know, that's kind of the way that I like to see things go because, whoo boy, is it boring to watch people plan for like 3 hours. That sucks.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of boring after a while to just like, okay, let's just charge in every time.
Yeah.
I think we struck a nice balance with having just enough of a plan and then being willing to improvise.
I was very close to like just like attempting to start the riot that was maybe gonna break out with you and the dude.
Okay,
I think we both had that impulse, maybe. Or
I was actually, when Mala was trying to get us to go join the other soldiers, I thought that was our cue to go in and start like sowing that. that,
Sowing the seeds of discontent.
Yes. That's why I was shaking my head at you. I was like, no, but then it worked out so much better. So I'm glad you stuck to it.
And I wasn't sure if that was River Jade in the moment being like, fuck the disguise. No, I don't want to do this anymore.
Question for Liz
Could
is,
I just ask you?
So there's a question for Liz.
sorry.
Nyx was making the most of her sneaking about the camp, but does part of her wish that she were in the tent to help identify or rescue Minute? And or, if Nyx had seen Minute in the cage prior to rescue, would she have been able to keep control?
I think part of her decision was a savvy one because she wasn't sure if Minute would be able to keep quiet if he saw her before she'd been able to bust him out. So she kind of did it intentionally. She didn't want him to see her before she saw him.
right.
So does she regret it? I think if it keeps him alive, she doesn't. So we'll see. She's trying to be dispassionate in the situation. Is it working? Who knows?
There it is, your decision point this game. River Jade rips open Minute's cage.
Yeah, because you did it so.
Congratulations.
I was channeling my inner Nyx.
Inner Nyx.
Yes. It's there somewhere.
That's fair.
She's a Dracula.
Dracula.
I admit that none of you have war, which makes it a little difficult for you to handle certain aspects of what you had today. But I will say that you managed to solve a huge part of this problem by actually giving the Twilight something to write, which I really like. Which means that this session you'll get 5 normal experience, 2 solar experience. There was, however,
Sorry.
you know what? I think we had another. I think we have one more achievement. That was thrown out there.
Can't wait.
So this achievement is called. And it is the first character to out-stealth Nyx,
Nice.
which in fact was once again River Jade
Coming for all y'all.
Oh, you crafty.
tearing open a cage
Yes.
without making a
Stealth
sound.
roll.
So good. It's so good.
So
How
you'll
is
get
this
one.
possible?
So you'll get one more.
All right. Thanks, John.
I don't know. You keep doing it.
Outlaws 5,000.
I need to outact Pellio.
The day that happens.
Mission accepted. Quest
Oh my
accepted.
god.
Do you think that that's an achievement to outact Pellio?
I do.
I
Yeah.
would hope so.
Or outsex Pellio.
Outsex
Either
or-
way.
Outlie.
that one would be a
Outlie.
lot
Has
harder.
Pellio had
Outsass
sex
Pellio?
though?
Yet?
Yeah, in this
In the-
game.
in the
Because I don't
game.
think you have.
I have not. No.
So-
he has not.
In life?
Out flirt?
Yeah.
No. In life.
Pellio?
Yes.
Just checking.
No.
Tell you?
Out seduce the tens of thousands? Pellio.
Speaking of that, seduce. There are other shows on this channel that just might burn a little brighter than ours this week. We'll see. What's up for tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have friend request followed by depth of field.
That the field is back?
It is. Eric's back.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow in the afternoon, evening,
Correct.
Eastern Daylight Time. And then on Thursday?
Thursday we have cosplay cave.
When?
Vain Virgos is coming back. Yay!
That's a good
Just to
one.
clarify, Wednesday or Thursday? Sorry. Wednesday?
What did I say?
Thursday.
I said Thursday? Wednesday.
Just
Wednesday.
Tomorrow is
just to be
Tuesday.
clear. That's the ticket.
Tomorrow is
Just checking, guys.
Tuesday.
Just
Tomorrow is friend
Wednesday
request.
is cosplay cave.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Just as a little side, if anyone watches Punchy on Friday nights, Jess is going to be my special guest this week. We're going to play Skyrim from the beginning.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. It'll be
I
great.
don't know. Oh boy.
Buddy.
You or
So
thief.
excited.
I'm doing no research.
Once again, I'm going to call out Rubric Wall. Rubric Wall is in the process of trying to make some organizational sense out of the massive document compiled about this campaign so far.
Good lord.
If you want to read that document, I mean, I'm sure the link is going to make its way into chat, but I can tell you that the best place to find that link would be on Beanduck's Discord channel. You want to talk to any of these 4 people here? I've seen each and every one of them post. There's a full party channel in that server, but there's also a spoilers channel in that server, and that's specifically so that you can discuss full party without wrecking it for everybody else. If you wanted to find out more about the artifact that was recovered last session,
Yeah,
it
we
was
fell
there.
into it.
You could have seen it early, and you could also see the mechanics behind it. It's there in the Discord. You can still go and find it right now. I strongly suggest you check it out because it's a great place to not only discuss this show, but the other shows on twitch.tv/Beanduck. Got to thank our mods. Got to thank our excellent crew today. Doing some fine work. Fine work
Truly.
around
truly
here.
fine.
Thanks to the chat for being here, and thanks to the 4 of you.
And thanks
Thank
to
you,
you,
John.
John.
No one will ever forget to thank me for running a game ever again if they know what's good for them. Ever.
I'm scared. What happens?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I get mad.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
But I will say that I'm looking forward to next week. See how you get out of this one. I'm thinking like a Scooby-Doo chase where you're just like running between tents.
Some Benny
like
Hill
back and
action.
forth.
Yeah.
But we'll see what we get. no matter what, at least I get to spend it with you. See you next time.
Bye.
You're like the worst soldier.
No, yeah. Awful.
Well,
Awful.
with all due respect, I love how you just put "with all due respect" in front of everything.
All due respect.
Yeah, I was getting tired of saying that.
I'm actually kind of. Which one of you think would be the best soldier? Because I think it's actually not 5 paths.
Oh.
You would think because you're a monk,
Yeah.
right? I think the best soldier might be Nyx because she knows how to keep her mouth shut.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
accurate.
She would
You
be
would take a
constantly
lot of
undermining the army, but like in
They wouldn't know
secret,
about
they
it.
wouldn't know. They wouldn't know until they all dropped dead one
So
day.
genuinely.